just to add to that, the City of London has a river that runs through it.
That's it.
So it's connected to the water, because it's all to do with the sea of commerce, the shipping, and it's a lot of it's to do with biblical, or anyone who's knowledgeable in script. If you look at how the government run, that's why they call ministers
and the birthings,
the Lord's temporal, the Lord's corporal. Yeah, and they have acts, like you have the Acts of the Apostles within the Bible, and the government pass acts.
Yes.
Yeah. So they've modeled it on the Bible, just like with your name. People didn't have surnames; they just had Jesus of Nazareth, Saul of Tarsus.
That's what
and they even had their names changed. Like Jacob had his name changed to Israel. Saul had his name changed to Paul. So when you go through the Bible, and you'll see your remedy is in there, how to do it. Everything is in there, but it's so boring. It's in old English. You have to look at the King James Version. It's literally like the manual as to how to operate access your trust. That's why Jesus always went to the treasury. If you notice it, he was always arguing with the Levites. Who were the Levites? They're the tax collectors. That's why he went to them and said, is it lawful to pay taxes? They were trying to say to him, are you a tax dodger? And he had to answer them correctly by saying, well, render unto Caesar. So in other words, give back the dead fiat currency and start go into the private and accept for value. When you write your documents, you don't write in fiat pounds. You say £200 in 95% pure silver. So you reference it to something that's tangible and that has real value. That's what if you read Weiss's book on common law trusts, in the back half of it, it gives you a litany of documents that you can use in order to convey your property from the public into the private, like buying a vehicle and then having it transferred and everything. They always reference money, but they tie it to gold or silver. They don't just say £200. They say £200 in 24 karat gold. So then now your trust now has value. It has assets that are valuable. So now when you can now go into the private, this is just my understanding. And I think a lot of what's going on here is we have to do our own study and know our own truth.
Totally.
And then when we stand on that, when we all come together, we all put the pieces of the jigsaw together, and we get our remedy.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, I understand that. Yeah, I really appreciate that. Recently, I just got my International Parliament diplomatic certification, so that is something that would interest you, Andrew.
Excellent.
Yeah.
I'm planning to travel next week, and was really shocked when I read all the government guidelines, and I checked all of them, and it just doesn't make sense to me, because semantically it's narcissistic bullying, coercion.
There you go.
So
but who are they talking to? Are they talking to the person? Are they talking to the
guidelines they're putting up, isn't it? But obviously there's a lot of sheep out there that believe what the media is everything saying, because they don't understand that.
But they're dealing with the person. They're dealing with the person, not the man. This is what you always have to remember. They say any person.
Yeah. And I just want to make sure that I am free, and not just for me, but for others too. That's why I don't want to be in the legal. It's all BS to me. I want to be.
The thing about it, when you want to be in the law, you've got to have a contract with another man or woman. That's it. That's law. Having a contract with another man or woman is law. Legal is a corporation having a contract with another corporation. That's legal.
Yeah.
That's it. That's the difference. If your gas company is saying to you, you own British Gas, for example, £200, You can't have a contract with British Gas. The woman can't have a contract with British Gas. You can't mix the two. A corporation can only have a contract with corporation, and a man and woman sentient being can have a contract with a man and woman sentient being. You can never have a mixture of the two. So that's why you get in touch with the director of British Gas and you ask the director, does British Gas Limited have a contract with Limited? And they will say no. Because the man's company doesn't have a contract with the woman's company. But the United Kingdom allows the companies to force a contract onto an implied company without our awareness.
Yeah.
That's why we're caught into the trap.
That's why they've been quite slow with trying to catch up.
You see? But
Yeah.
because now you have a limited company, your limited company doesn't agree with the company that's making the vaccine. So it's not you who's complaining, it's your limited company that's going against their limited company to ask their limited company to show your limited company the proof before you give any of your limited company employees the vaccine, because they work for your limited company and your limited company is not incumbent to the United Kingdom limited company. So it doesn't have to follow the legislation.
Yes, sorry. The limited company is literally diplomatic status,
This is it.
semantically, really, isn't it?
Oh, that's it.
Yeah. So I'll put the details in the Telegram group. So if you're all interested in that, yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, please.
Thank you.
I'm not in Telegram group.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
The central edition.
You mentioned
You're in the
WhatsApp.
WhatsApp. I'll add you in there. Are you on Telegram? I'll add you in there.
I ain't in WhatsApp either. No,
Aren't you?
No.
All right, okay.
Oh.
And they actually give information as well, all the prepared documents about vaccination, the rights for traveling, everything within there. So everything is detailed within there. You just got to know it.
This is it. If you know the right questions to ask, you know, they will tell you. Remember, there are public servants.
Mm.
If we're under them, remember,
They've manipulated that, yeah.
when you go in to United Kingdom Limited, you're going into a society and you have to take on a rank. Your rank is in Navy. So you're classed as a Mr. or Mrs., the lowest rank. You can step up to a private. And when you tell the police that you're a private, that takes you out. They can't deal with you because you're in the private. If you're a Mr. or Mrs., they can deal with you because you're the lowest rank in the Navy. But when you become a private, they're your public servant. It's just a flipped mirror. That's all. We've got to know where we're standing. That's all.
What if you had, I had a company before,
Mm-hmm.
but then I closed it because I became a student.
Yeah, but the thing about it, the company you had before would still belong to the implied company.
Oh,
You had to take yourself out.
Okay.
So that company would still belong to the system because you belong to the system. If you took yourself out of the system first and you bought yourself first as a limited company, then you bought another limited company, they couldn't touch that limited company because it's not under their system, it's under your system.
So do I still have that first one even though I closed it?
You can still have it, you can go and reclaim it if you want, but now you can convey it into your limited company. So the limited company can be the parent company of that company.
Because they would have used that name for their own benefit.
You see?
Malevolent
Because you were still under the system.
Yes, I didn't know anything wiser because my accountant.
No, of course, that's it. Of course.
Advising otherwise, you know, and you just do because you think, because they threaten you all the time. If you don't register yourself as being birthed, and if you don't have a medical doctor and you don't register that you've died, you are in trouble.
There you go. That's all they do. Use the force of fear.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But you throw back at them. All right. So why are you writing my name down as an acronym? Throw the fear back at them.
So do I need to get I don't know where my baptism certificate is from the Catholic Church. I'll just phone them and ask them for it. Yeah. What do I need to do with that?
Look for it.
Straight through.
Usually when you get in the Catholic Church, I think the church will still hold them itself. If you're in the Church of England, there'll be London Metropolitan Archive. So the Catholic Church, wherever you was born in the Catholic Church, go there and ask the vicar, could you have a copy of the record?
Yeah, that's what I got.
Yeah.
I went to my Catholic church and they gave me a photograph. I got it today of the entry in the register.
Brilliant.
Yeah, that's what. And what do I do with that?
What you want to do with that is get that lawfully stamped by a notary, a commission of oaths, or anything.
I notarize. Can I notarize myself?
Yeah. Or you can.
What do I say with a notary? That I'm real and blah blah blah. Yeah.
Well, basically, all you're doing, you're just proving that that document is a valid legal document. All you're doing is getting a stamp to make it legal. So if you can get it stamped by the church itself, that's a legal stamp. That's lawful because it's coming from the church.
What would the stamp say? Oh, so I could get the bishop or the priest.
Yeah, just get them to stamp it from the church because the church is giving you their stamp.
I phoned mine up. It was only last week. I phoned up, spoke to them, told them, my mum, my dad, my godfather that I knew at the time, and I said when I was born, and they looked it all up and said, yeah, no problems, and they just sent it straight through to me, and it's been stamped. It's got a stamp on it, and it's been signed through.
There you go.
But
can I ask? I'm
no cost
part of the Vatican. That's all legal.
Well, that's the blue document. That's the blue document. What would have went to them, but you won't see that. They'll give you a document like they gave me or like Andrew, whatever. I got one which it looks like a compliment slip. Do you see? So, and they've written my name all in capital letters. But I did have a conversation with a young lady earlier on in the week, and she said she went down to the place and they wrote her name down in capitals. But then she said, hold on, whoa, you can't do that. This is an acronym, blah, blah, blah. So they took it back straight away and changed it into uppercase and lowercase.
That was me, Hornsey.
Thank you, darling.
Yeah.
My certificate.
Could you please tell that story, darling?
Well, I went to collect one of my children's baptism certificates because he was christened within this 12-month bracket period, and I went into the office and I just told her what year he was born. She got the book out and then she started flicking through, got to the page and everything. So I sort of picked up on how it was written in the book. So I sort of said to her, oh, that's acronyms. Why is it like that? She went, oh, don't worry. When I do the certificate, I will do it different or as you requested or as you want on the actual certificate. And she just gave it to me.
What you should have said to her then is that, no, that's an error. And you don't want it written in the book like that. She's going to have to go back and get her to amend it.
I shall.
Because the thing about it, that is recognized. Because if you was to go and order another document, they would write it out how it is written in the book, and you might not be there.
Let me tell you, when to be honest, I've cut a bit of the long story short. She wrote it out on a slip and everything, and then she goes, what address do you want on there? And I said the current address. It wasn't the same address that what was in the book.
Right.
So I've come back home and I've sort of pondered on it and I'm thought to myself, no, something's not right. So then I went back. She wasn't there, but then the guy who took over her shift after she'd left just gave me the actual certificate written in the correct grammar. And that was that. Right. So again, I will take note of what you've stated and I will go back for her to amend it to be written differently in that book.
Because if that book is recognized as that, you might have the legal document, but you might lose that legal document. So you might have to go and get another one. And when you go back and get another one, because it's written down in capitals and hasn't been amended, they can just give you that.
Okay. But I also found out as well, because when I went and registered our child then, I know they misspelt their name. So the only way I'm going to know this for definite is when I go back there now to get a new birth certificate. Then I'll know if that's the one, because they've taken a couple of letters out and gave me one. So I've then got to go and check that out as well. But it just confirmed, obviously, when you've just had a child, you go and register the birth of your child at that time. You know, there's things you don't take note of, as we are right now with it.
Totally.
So I will come back to you on that, and I'll update you.
No, thank you for that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Auntie, can I just ask something?
Sure.
So what about those that haven't been baptized?
Yeah, you can get a certificate of name in baptism. That was the other document I showed, number 4 earlier on. It's a certificate of name not given in baptism, and that's still stamped and classed as a legal document.
Where'd you get that from?
That'd be the same. That'd be where'd you get that from, please?
Okay. Well, what I did, I called the registry office where I was born, which is in Paddington, Westminster, and I spoke to the receptionist, and I drew reference to, because it's in the handbook for the clergy, that document. So I said to her, well, it's got the GRO on it, and it's got the passport office on there. So obviously, between the two of you, this document's got something to do with you. So where can I get a copy of it? She said she had no idea.
Yes.
She said, what is it? I said, well, it's to do with my name change and so on and so forth. She says, hold on a moment, I'll put you through to this department. The guy who answered the phone, I said, I'm trying to locate a particular document in this handbook for the clergy.
Yes.
And he said, oh yeah, certainly. What's your email address? And I had it with him in 5 minutes. And they sent they know. This is what I'm saying. It's who you ask.
And how you ask.
If you remember that movie, I, Robot, I'll never forget it. In that movie, there's a little hologram, and Will Smith's talking to it. And the guy says to him, that's not the right question. And it's that's not the right question. So literally, if you ask the right question, you will get answers. You will get answers, and you've got to ask the right people the right question. A receptionist is not going to know.
No.
So somebody on the front desk is not going to know. It's
I actually went into my local registry office, which is open. You have to go to one where it's open counter, and I asked the receptionist. She went off and asked someone, and I said, can I have, I asked exactly for what I wanted, name not given in baptism, and they knew. They got a little book in the drawer, and and they tore out these sheets, and that one, form 4, is blue printed in red with the red notice on the back, and form 3 is certificate of name given in baptism. It's in another little book, and that's printed in black. They know what they are.
Yeah, they know that. Just on another note, I just wanted to say, you mentioned the birth notification.
Yes.
I've actually gotten in touch. It's a department in Ireland. I sent them an email as well.
Yes, that's right.
And she said that you need. Hold on a moment. I've got the email here. It said I sent her an email, and she said, Hi. Many thanks for your email. Please note we don't collect names and addresses. See attached third part form. And in order to locate the BNF, the birth notification form in question, you will need to find out the case number related to the birth from the hospital where the birth took place. Also, we only keep hard copies of the BNF for 3 years. And then that wouldn't have been valid for many of us who are over years of age. So it might be the case that we only will be able to provide an electronic record of the BNF. So she said, please find a subject access request. So she sent me 3 forms. A subject access request form, which you will need to fill out in order to locate and release the record in question. The Data Protection Office have advised you should return a copy, a scanned photo of your birth certificate, along with your photo ID, so that we can ensure we locate the correct record. As mentioned, we don't hold names, addresses, etc. at the HPO. So we will be relying on a combination of data fields to locate the correct record. In order to make the retrieval as easy as possible, you should include the following on the SARS form, as well as the information explicitly requested on the form. The case number, 1, the case number assigned by the hospital to your childbirth, which I suppose is that hospital number that's in the top left-hand corner.
No. Because on the birth notification form at the top, I haven't got it on this computer, but it's in. I'll put it in the group. But on the right at the middle, as I was speaking to Andrew earlier on, right at the middle at the top, they've got, it's called the case number, and it's an 8-digit number. The first 4 digits is the year that you was born, because it tells you in the birth notification form manual. I've got
Yeah.
You see, so, and then the top part goes to the birth registrar, the second part goes to the perinatal clinic, the third part goes to the health pricing office, and the last part stays at the hospital. But that's got a case number at the top of it. That's the case number we have to find out. I went to the hospital and asked them for the birth. They went into a panic. Do you know what I mean? So again, we're getting there. That would be the case number. Sorry to stop your flow there. But
yeah. Sorry, the case number assigned by the hospital to your birth. That's number 1. The second one is your date, your child date of birth, and the third is the hospital attended when giving birth. And finally, they say the hospital chart when giving birth. And finally, they say the hospital. Sorry.
Can I ask? Can I ask a question? I kept my midwife notes for 2 of my children, so it will be on there, won't it?
Yeah.
It should be, because the thing about it, if you go onto FreeBMD as well and check out your what we were speaking about earlier on, check out your the register, the book, and the page number and the volume and stuff. Because when you get into that section, it actually shows you the midwife's signature. I think mine was or something like that. So it will show you who signed it off as well, the birth notification. Well, the FreeBMD document. Yeah, sorry, Mike.
Can I just interrupt and say I've heard many times, and I'm not speaking from my own personal experience, but it wouldn't be on your record as in it's not on your file.
It'd be under your mum's records.
Your mum's records.
Yeah,
exactly.
it'd be in your mum's records. Yeah.
So that would be the place to start. Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I ask a question, please?
Sure.
So I've got my birth certificate and I've got my baptism. Do I need to do my depot?
The thing about it, I mean, like,
I'm not convinced.
The depot, I would say yes, because that would be your latest legal document. Do you see? And that gives, your deed, right? So your baptism is in uppercase and lowercase, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And that was before the 12 months or whatever.
No, but that wasn't.
But that's cool. But you've still got it uppercase, lowercase.
Yeah.
Do you see? Because that's the certificate of name given in baptism.
That's why I think I'm feeling strong with that.
So the thing about it now, because you've got that document, you use that document as your birth certificate. You don't use the certified copy of an entry document no more. So now you start your life again with your birth certificate being your baptism certificate, because now you have a Christ name.
Yeah.
The certified copy of an entry isn't a Christian name document. That's a dead entity name. And that was made before you was even known as being alive.
Yeah.
By God.
Of course. Yes.
God recognized you when they baptized you. Yes. That's why they gave you the name. That's why the certificate is for the name. Yeah. Check what the certificate says. Certificate of name given.
Yes.
You don't go and get baptized, and the baptized isn't the cross on the head and feeding the bread in the mouth. That's not the baptism. It's your name.
Yes.
It's the
once you get your name, that's when that comes into play.
Okay.
It's the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost as well, yeah.
But when that name comes into play, now you have a legal document. What states that?
So the separation, because the birth certificate is made to the placenta.
I receive.
Yes.
Birth certificate is made to the born life certificate person.
Yes.
Yeah, that's why the birth certificate is to the person. So the baptism. So the baptism is to the living being.
This is it.
In the same sense as you're alive for.
Because as you just said there, with the placenta, as you just said there, Andrew, the placenta, after the placenta's still alive when you're born. So they can take the DNA from that and still have that live DNA, even though you've gone and even though the placenta's died.
But that's
they take our placentas and store with that same certificate.
So
they've got all our
there are 2 births. There are two births.
Hallelujah.
People go, yeah, there are two births. The placenta is not supposed to be cut away from the child. In ancient cultures, the baby, the women, when they gave birth, they went like to a riverbank or by the sea. And when the child was born, the child came from the mother's channel, from her womb, and touched the ground. So then the joinder was made to the earth, but all births are made in hospitals. So we never make that connection. Okay, that's one. In ancient cultures, they allowed, when the child was born, they'd lay the baby down, they wouldn't clean it, the mother would lay down, and then they'd wait for the placenta to be delivered. And that placenta has got blood that is supposed to enhance the child's immune system and give it a last injection of blood. But they cut that away. That causes trauma to the child. And when they prick the heel, they make a blood covenant with the Roman Catholic Church through the heel prick test. And then they make the living. So that's the spiritual aspect. They've hijacked that. They're waiting for you to go and claim it, the name, and then the corporate that goes to the hospital. Now, what I wanted to say was, when you get baptized, sorry, one of you said they got their baptismal certificate. Could you have a look at it? And it will say your name. It won't say name and surname. It will say name. But your name will be your first and or your first and middle name, and what we know as our surname. But they put it all as one.
That's it.
So technically, you're supposed to put your first and or second name and that surname in that last box as upper and lowercase. That's how I believe it should be done. Because I did some research and looked at the royal family. Prince William had 3 children, and I noticed he did it all within the year. And the way that they did it, they don't name their children when they're born. They announce the name 2 or 3 days later. So then that box is empty. Then they go and I think they register the child. Then they baptize the child. Then they've got the name, and then they go back to the registry and put the name in that box. But they show us the certificate that was done after it was first registered. So we see it with the line, believing that's the way it's meant to be, but it's not. They go back, and they do it all within the year.
Thank you. Thank you. Now you understand now you understand when they say they're God's people, because they're the ones who go and getting baptized and getting their name on their birth certificate so they can be recognized. But they're not doing it to us, so we could be the sinners.
I hear that.
There's only 144,000 can get in. And they want to get how many? They want to get, remember the Georgia Guidestones, man. They want to get rid of how many?
About 7 mil?
7 billion people.
Sorry, 7 bill, yeah, 7 billion.
7.5 billion. They only want 500,000 people on the planet.
Well, they've got the robots, haven't they? They've got all the robots to come and all that, and, and the little dogs running up and down, and everyone's going to be in metaverse and all that. So they don't need.
That's not happening.
Just to add a bit more weight to what you've just said there about the name, just stating name, not name and surname. And on your birth certificate, in box 2, it says name, if any. Then it's got name and surname of father.
Exactly.
And then in box 10, it just says again, name after birth.
So when you put your baptismal certificate, you go back with it, because your baptismal certificate has got your name, which is all 3, your name that was given, your given name, and your parents' surname. Now you've joined her as a living man and taken that corporate surname and made it into a living name, and that's my understanding of it. That's that's what's happened.
As I said, you got 3 dates of birth. You got the top one in box 1, which is your born date. Then you got a box on the 10 document. And the 10 box document is going to be in box 8. You have a registration date. That's the date of the registration. They filled out that particulars of birth. Now, when that particular's birth got done, that registration date went in box 8 or box 15. Now, because you haven't, as Michael says, because you haven't got the baptism certificate date, that date can't go in. Because remember, when you look, also, I'm going to chop that for a second. When you look at this, the 10 box document, there's a signature in box 7 by your mother.
Mm-hmm.
It's in box 14 if you've got the 17 box, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Now, all of us know when you complete a document, a legal document, the last thing you do is sign it. So what's the boxes after for? And who signs for them?
Yeah, that.
Everything's been signed for above, but nothing's been signed for below.
Mm-hmm.
You have to come and sign below because you are now the adult coming back and taking charge of that child's certificate because it states that it's a child's document.
Would you suggest our company name could potentially go in there, or the depot name?
This is what I was trying to say earlier on. Because it's a legal document,
Yes.
maybe only a legal entity can go in there. That means that our limited company name can go in there and we can draw takings off it.
Yeah.
Because it's a shared document.
That's what I was going to say now, because you said the Crown copyright is on your birth certificate, yeah?
That's it.
And the be-all and end-all of your birth certificate is that you were an implied company with caps, letters, names, yeah? Well,
Yeah,
caps,
you're
letters,
a legal entity.
Yeah, so therefore, if you've bought the copyright to that legal entity, which you have, because you own the copyright for the style, the capitalization,
yes,
and everything that goes with that, which basically when people talk about the trust, is that not the trust? You have collapsed.
That's it.
The old trust in a way. You
But
formed a new trust, yeah?
Mm.
And you hold...
No, you're just claiming, okay, look at it this way. You went to company, if you went to company's house, Matthew, right?
Yeah.
And McDonald's was on the shelf. And you bought McDonald's.
Yeah.
You would own every McDonald's in the world.
Yeah, yeah.
Right. So if you went into company's house and you saw Matty and everything that was in Matty and you bought that company, you would own everything what was in Matty. You just went in and bought an off the shelf company because we're all on the shelf at the moment. We just haven't gone and claimed ourselves off the shelf.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. But apart from that, where the people that you bought it off,
yes,
are basically above legislation because they're the company that owns the legislation. Yeah,
it's the Crown.
So if you bought it off them and you're not incumbent on them, then your status in society is that it's been boosted to their status.
Yeah. No, remember when you look at the word natural and you class yourself as a natural person, remember in the video I've done before about breaking down the word person, there's two things. There's natural born subject. You can be a natural born subject because you're born into the allegiance. That means you're born into the country of that land, basically. Do you see? So, but you're a natural born subject, and there's two words for natural. There's many, but there's natural fool, but there's natural born subject. And we're goaded upon as being the natural fool. That's why when people say, oh, I'm the natural person, no, because in the old English, they used to call the fools just a natural. So don't class yourself as a natural person. You're a private person because a person is a corporation.
Yeah.
You see?
Yeah.
Swansea Wood, can I just ask something quickly? You mentioned free BMD, but that's only for England and Wales. And I've got a friend here who's in Scottish. I live in Scotland as well. Okay. So where are the Scottish records?
I'm not sure. You should be able to you might be able to find. I don't know if Laurie's on here. I don't think Laurie's on here.
She's found. I think she's found it. Did you find it?
Question, please.
Yes.
With the depot that I'm in the process of doing, there's enrolled and unenrolled. Which one do I need?
Enrolled.
Enrolled. Excellent.
Enrolled,
Thank
yeah.
you. That's all I need.
That's okay.
Cheers, bro.
That's okay, bro.
Just one thing.
Actually, UK BMD, and you can actually find it for any country.
Yeah, brilliant. Excellent then.
So, can I just say one thing then? If I've bought the right to myself to be private, it means that I'm not a ward of the state anymore.
No.
Yeah. Okay.
Because you're not incumbent to the office.
Yeah. Amazing. Okay.
Minors until we claim it back.
That's it.
Mhm.
And it's being held by the Crown in safekeeping. It's just that the word custody has two definitions. One means imprisonment, one means guardianship.
Right, right.
Mhm.
Until we make up our mind and we grow up and stand on our 2 feet and take responsibility and full liability for the actions we do, then we're always going to be seen as a child. So we're going to be imprisoned by them. When we take ourselves back as an adult, they're going to guide us. They're going to be our guardian. That's it.
Can I ask a quick question?
Certainly.
Yeah, sorry. So say we register our limited company and we get it put into box 10 or box 17. That is still going on to a document which is Crown copyright, and it's not evidence of identity.
Yes.
Can we use that still?
Well, the thing about it,
And how?
the reason it's saying that it's not a form of identification, because there is no identification on the page, because it's all in the four corners.
No picture. Yeah.
It's all in the box, so there's no information. The thing about it, the Crown copyright means the document itself, because that information is actually written on the one entire skin. It isn't written in the boxes with your information.
Ah, okay.
You see, so they're talking about the document, not the information on the document itself. Because all the information, what's important is actually printed on a document, not in the box with you. Everything in the box is not important. That's why they put us on. That's why they put the birth particulars on. Because they're saying this security instrument is going to be recognized by this entity with these birth particulars. That's what they're saying with that, with our birth certificate. And it's not even called a birth certificate, it's called a certified copy of an entry. And the thing about it, what we heard earlier on, what you said earlier on, was you had a short one and you had a long form, yeah? Now there's a third one you can get as well. Now the third one actually gives us an option to claim government annuities. It's for statutory purposes. So there's 3 birth certificates, we can choose one to get. When I went in and asked for the third one, the one what they used for statutory purposes, that set a panic off in the office again. Oh, no, that one don't exist. No. And I said, well, why is it written on the form? And why are you still giving out the forms out? If it doesn't exist and it's not accepted no more, why is it still written on the form and you're printing the form still?
And why is it in the legislation as well?
There you go.
Because it's in the Government Annuities Act. It tells you to send in a declaration, send in your birth certificate or your baptismal certificate, and then you get annuities for years, life annuities. There's 4 different types of annuities.
There you go.
Go and read the government, well, it's on that form, the Government Annuities Act 1888.
There you go.
Select, if you go on the right-hand side near the bottom, you can download the as enacted. Always, when you go to government legislation, download the as enacted. Don't download the latest. Get the as enacted, because the as enacted has everything that they intended it to have. Afterwards, they made changes, and some of them, they came out with 60 odd pages, and then after they've modified it, the latest one's got 3 pages. and it points you to this one and this repeal and that and that and that. Get the original, and then you will see what the intent was, and you will see that government annuities, and they use the birth certificate. It's a bond. So
and just to add a little bit on top of that, Michael, is when you read as enacted, yeah, it's going to be written in capitals, and the rest is in uppercase, lowercase. So pay attention. Because they write it as an acronym, or they write it as sign language, so it isn't there. So as enacted isn't there because it's written in capitals. The rest is there.
Well, yeah, it's an acronym.
Really, so it's not really as enacted. They're taking that away, so it's not really written as enacted. Pay attention to that.
Yeah.
Plus, as well, there are eight of those statutory purpose birth certificates. One of them is some of them are for employment. Another one is there are 8. If you get the birth certificate form, I think it's got it. You don't. If you post it, you'll see statutory purposes. So what I did was I looked at the government annuities because I like the sound of annuities. And then I saw it in there. So to me, I believe that if you look in all of those documents, somewhere in there, it will tell you the process. So I believe that we're supposed to be able to get our benefits, our council tax, because if you look at the Local Governments Act, I think that's 1888 as well, that says that all duties and liabilities of the inhabitants of the county shall become the duties and liabilities of the council of the county. Yeah, so that means if you're an inhabitant of the county, the council in that county are liable for your duties.
Yes,
that's what it says. But you obviously have to probably have to use your, when you submit these birth certificates.
Yes,
you claim each one, but we don't want that. We you just want your whole estate given back to you.
Now the thing, sorry, Michael, to cut you there, just because I just want to jump in 1 second. Now with that whole process. If you go now, because we know there's that third birth certificate, we can now go with our limited company title deed, our baptism certificate, all down there and say, I'm looking for a birth certificate for statutory purposes because I want to claim government annuities. They might give you one. Because we haven't questioned it yet because we didn't know it was there. Now we know it's there, we can ask all the questions we like. You see? So again, let's try and figure, okay, if these documents are there for us to get, and we're looking up the acts and stuff like that, we know they're there and we know we can go and get them. Again, as Michael said earlier on, it's just a question and how we question it. If we know what we're talking about, they're going to listen to us and they're going to be our public servants and point us in the right direction. If we go in there not knowing what we're doing, they're not going to point us in the right direction. You might as well give £1 million to someone who, remember that guy who won like 3 million on the lottery, man, and he just caned it in like a year. It's just like, wow, now man's broke. You see, they don't want people coming in like that. They want people who's going to invest in the country because the country is in debt. If you want to take your natural resources, invest in United Kingdom Limited and help them get out of debt, that's up to you. But you don't have to. But they would appreciate it if you do, because it just gets United Kingdom Limited out of debt. But you shouldn't, because they've been lying to our asses all day long.
Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, I bid you good night. I've got to leave the meeting. Thanks for your input.
Thank you, Michael.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Good night.
Thank you, bro.
Can I ask a question?
Certainly.
Economy.
Hello? Go ahead.
Am I right to speak? Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks for letting me in tonight. First time here, newbie. Just starting out. I've got my birth certificate and I've listened to many of your episodes, as many as I can, about 70 of them so far. And I probably should have picked up on this somewhere. I've got one of the birth certificates that just doesn't have any numbered boxes. Is it safe to hold up, or would you recommend I don't at the minute?
It's up to you, but the thing about it, all right, what does it say? What's the title of it?
Certificate of birth.
Certificate of birth, yeah? So that's going to be a small square one, isn't it?
Yep.
Right, perfect. So that's the one what's birth due into United Kingdom Limited.
Okay.
That's the short form birth certificate. If you go to the registrar and order the standard size, you'll get a portrait. Can I just ask you what year you was born?
1971.
Okay, brilliant. So you'll get a 17 box document. The form 1 I held up earlier on, which Jessica provided for us,
yep.
That document there would be your birth certificate, basically, when you get it on a certified copy of an entry as 17 boxes.
Okay.
They don't put boxes on the small square one because that's not any of your none of your particulars of birth are on that document, just your name. And it's all about your information. None of your parents or anything are on that document. None of the registers, none of the dates when anything were done. Do you see? So just what you could do, go to the birth, deaths and marriages, the council, local council or whatever where you was born, and order a standard birth certificate. Just give them the names or whatever. You can do it online even. And then when that comes, you'll have a 17 box, and then you can see all the details on there.
Okay.
It's the same thing what Victor was speaking about earlier on. Victor has a short form document as well, and then he went and ordered a long form. And I think his one was 10 boxes. Was it, Victor? I think so. Yeah, I think it was 10 boxes for his.
Just one question, probably one of many I'll ask in a couple of weeks. My name's in all upper and lower case. There's no capitals in it other than obviously at the start of each name on my certificate. Is that significant at all, or will that change when I ask for the...
And is that on your short form one?
Yes.
That's on the certificate of birth, yeah?
Yeah, it's all in upper and lower case.
Right. Remember, that document is the document what birthed you into United Kingdom Limited. If you get a long form, your Christian name will be in uppercase and lowercase, and your surname will probably be in all capitals.
Yeah.
Because that document has been birthed into a legal system, they can write it in uppercase and lowercase because it's a legal entity they're entering, and a legal entity can be entered without a contract written in uppercase and lowercase, but it's still a legal name being entered. On the long form, your Christian name will be written up in uppercase and lowercase because that's the baptismal name. Your surname will be written in capitals. That's the debtor. So you've got the creditor and the debtor. When we look at a ledger, when you look at the birth notification form, the document is actually a ledger. You've got the debtor on the left side, which is your information of the child and everything, and the registration date of the Christian date is on the right-hand side, and the footprint will go on the right-hand side. That's the creditor. So that's all on the birth notification form, do you see? So when you get your birth certificate, your name will be written uppercase, lowercase, and then surname in all capitals. So on that little one, I would say get a long form first, and then we can talk more and see how your name's written on that one.
Where do we get the long form from?
Just from the birth GRO, birth registrar, where you would get like if you went onto Google and just typed in order a birth certificate, it would take you to the .gov website, and you can order one from the birth certificate from there. Yeah. Or you can go. I was born in, so I mean I can go to town hall and get my document from there, from the local council or town hall.
I'm in Scotland and I was born in England.
Yeah, so wherever you was born in England, you should be able to get it from the hospital area where you was born, basically.
I'd have to phone them though, wouldn't I?
Where was you born? North, south, east, west?
No, I was in...
Okay, so, yeah.
So can I phone them and get the information?
Yeah, you could probably phone them and get the information.
All online, no matter.
Yeah, you can probably find that information on the line as well. Just once you put in .gov, you want to get a birth certificate, they will ask you what area and stuff like that where you were from. So you'll be able to find the right pathway to where you were.
Order of birth. Is that in? It's in gov.uk. Oh, is it? Where is it?
It should be in .gov.uk. Just say you want to order a birth certificate in Google. How do I order a birth certificate?
Are they just not going to give me a copy of it then?
Yeah, but the thing about it, you can order a standard form one, which is a long form one, rather than a short form one.
With the GRO index reference number.
Yeah, that should be on. No, that's not going to be on the particulars of birth. The free BMD, if you it's the free BMD one. Yeah, you should be able to go straight to the GRO, because the GRO would point to the doc. All they're going to have at the GRO under that reference number is the same certified copy of an entry. You see, but they might keep the original document at the GRO. So when you order a copy, that's why it's a certified copy of an entry. You see, because you're just going to get a certified copy.
Does that stop them doing business with my dead entity?
Well, the thing.
That's going legal. Forget it.
Yeah. Yeah. You see, I was trying to figure out what was the question you was asking, but sorry. Yeah, you're going into legal again. So
I'm claiming back me.
Yes, this is the thing. But you've done that in one fell swoop. When you bought a limited company, you've done that in one fell swoop. You've done everything in one. Because remember, when you bought a limited company, you're recognized as a legal entity and you're recognized as a living entity, 2 in 1.
So it doesn't matter that I did close one, did it? I can still get that one back.
Another way of looking at it is, when we was born, they made a ship for us.
Yes.
Now you've made the ship for yourself.
Yes.
Does that make sense to you? That make more sense?
Nicely
put it this way. Okay. What Andrew's saying there is that your legal document, your title deed, yeah, before you claimed it, it was floating out in the sea, and pirates were jumping on it. Then you said, you know what? I'm stopping that. So I'm going to buy it and I'm going to draw it in to dock, and you had it tied up at dock. Now you've got a security guard on your gate because you have to pay a confirmation fee every year of £13 to say that it's still there and it's safe and it's dormant. And that's what Andrew's explaining. You've drawn in your ship, you've tied it up at the dock, and you've got a security guard on the front of it. That's what Companies House does for you. So no one can go on that ship and rob your ship anymore, because it's a limited company, and the only person who can get on it is the director, and that's the legal entity. The director is the legal entity. You are the owner, the living entity. The living entity and the legal entity, the director, can be the same entity. They don't have to be. I can be the director for your company, but you can still be the owner, which is the beneficiary. But I can be the legal director, do you see? And that's the trust. Because the owner and the director of the limited company can be the same person. In the trust, the executor and the beneficiary can be the same person, but you need a trustee. With a limited company, you need a secretary. The trustee is the secretary, do you see, within the limited company. That's why the limited company is your trust in the private. And because you own that, it's your name. That's the thing. That's what we're looking for, our trust. Our trust is our name.
Al's never told me any of this.
Do you see?
I've got a couple of questions. One's a plan and then a couple of questions.
How you doing?
So thank you. It's my friend invited. I kind of gate crashed because I'm a cheeky monkey. I have watched all.
That's right.
So originally, certainly in the early, I don't know if I can call it episodes, so it's about filling the ecclesiastical box 17, connecting the soul to the corporation, whatever it was, yeah? But now you're saying you can get box 17 filled out by utilising just your corporated name, yeah?
Well, the thing about it, we don't know yet because we haven't got that far. That's why the thing about it, I didn't want to say anything. I held on to this information for 5 years before it was because I wanted to make sure it was correct in what I was doing, because I didn't want anybody to run down no rabbit holes. But I needed to say things because they started the COVID stuff. Yeah. And people are going to get killed off. And all they're doing is killing off implied companies. That's what Hitler did. Hitler wrote the number on the arm of the people, and he was writing it was a 6-digit number. Yeah. That was the birth certificate number. It's a 6-digit number. So he was going around killing the people, taking their estates. That's how they become so rich.
Yeah. Which is what they're doing now, basically.
That's what they're doing now with the COVID.
Yeah. So the other couple of questions. So I've been called by name like first name, middle name, last name, and I've incorporated that as just first name and last name. Do you think it's also worth basically doing just my surname on its own as a limited company as well? So if a company's writing to me as an implied company, just as Mr. and then my surname in capitals, would that cover that one, or would my surname be covered through the other two corporations?
You only need one, because the thing about it, there could be a Mr. So-and-so, many of them. There could be many Mr. Smiths. As long as if they're not writing to you in the exact name, return it to sender, because it's not your company. Because they're only going to write to a company. If your name's in capital letter, whether it's yours as the implied company or the limited company, they can only write to a company.
So I didn't need to basically have my first and last name and all three names as two separate.
No. But it's good, because it's good. I'll tell you the reason why it's good. Because you've claimed the birth certificate name, which is the most important one. You make that one and keep that one dormant. Yeah. Now, you can use your first name and your last name limited company as a doing business as. So it's nothing to do with the other company, because it's a separate entity.
Okay.
So you can still use that one to trade if you wanted to, and still have a UTR number and still earn up to 125,000 without paying tax.
Okay. So last question, I'll zip it. So this one here, hypothetical, it's a hypothetical, or asking for a friend, you can choose. So let's say you was in the life of madness and you made really silly mistakes and you ended up with HR 30 on your driver's license. Obviously not the same man that he was. And that's kind of haunting you still now. Now that I'm, now that my friend is a limited company, now that I'm a limited company, technically anything that happened before the date of the limited company is sort of down the pan. So
nothing to do with you.
So in theory, I can just write to DVLA and say, look, basically, you got the wrong man.
Perfect. Because the thing about it, they've got your name written. Okay, the thing about it, driver in Black's Law Dictionary. Do you understand the definition of driver?
It's commercial.
No, it's one employed. You're not employed by the DVLA. If DVLA is employing you, then they owe you wages from the day they gave you a license, and you haven't invoiced them for any wages. Invoiced them $5,000 a month for the last 33 years. See how they feel about that? Because they're saying you're a driver. That means one who's employed in the legal book. If they're classing you as a driver, that means they're employing you. So where's your wages?
No, I get that. In the meantime, I'm literally getting bent over and shafted with no lube on insurance due to a mistake I made a long time ago with the HR 30, which is basically, that's stuck on there for 10 years.
Right, but look what you're doing. Look what you're doing. Everything you're saying, bro, you're saying I. Yeah. The name is not you. Detach yourself away from the name. It's not you. It's an implied company they're talking to, not you. Don't attempt. See, this is the mistake everybody will always make, and it's bloody hard to do. Detach yourself away from your name.
Ignore it. Just ignore it.
You are not the name. That's your company.
You.
If you open up a letter, if you open up,
no, don't even open it. Just shove it in the bin.
There you go. Just send it back. Return to sender.
Send it in the bin. Just like the COVID vaccination. Shove it in the bin. Ignore it.
Talking about the license, so I technically write to DVLA talking about company.
Drive.
Yeah, the thing about it, what you do, you separate yourself away from the license itself for now, yeah? Now you approach it. Okay, so you know the gentleman next to you, right? Hello. Now, hello there. Turn around to him and ask him, "Do you have a contract with my limited company?"
Do you have a contract with my limited company?
No. Thank you. That's what DVLA would say. And it's a brand new entity asking a brand new entity. They don't know you. You are putting yourself in the position of them knowing you.
Right.
As you just asked the gentleman next to you, it's like you are a brand new entity, just hit the earth, and you're going to the DVLA and saying, look, as I mentioned earlier on, you just went and bought a company off the shelf. Your company's been on the shelf because your name has always been written down as a company, but it's been implied. So whoever was doing the shenanigans with it before you, it's nothing to do with you. So you're asking DVLA if there's any contracts with this limited company name or the legal entity written as an implied company. Please send over any contracts so we have them for our files.
Okay.
So they won't send any contract. So how can they say you got a contract now? They can't.
Yeah.
Then what
Carl.
you do
In
with
fact,
that,
they've lied about all the contracts we've got, the water, the council tax,
everything.
HMRC, every structure and organisation is a complete lie. We don't have any contracts.
I get that. I get that with all the other
They're trying to imitate that to hire a car, you need your DVLA license, yeah? But you can work the system.
Yes.
That's what we're doing here. And don't go into the fear. You've got a great group here now, yeah?
You've gone. The old's gone.
The old,
Forget
it was a lie. Don't attach yourself to it.
The thing about it, what I'm saying there for a second here is that, look, the old is gone because the old was a legal system. I'm dealing with law. Law is facts. Facts can't be tried in a court of law. That's it. That squashes the legal system immediately. Now, if anybody's writing down a capital letter word, you show them the fact that it's an English acronym. That's it. That squashes the whole legal system, full stop. Because they can't answer that. You're an Englishman. I'm an Englishman. It doesn't matter the color of our skins. We are English people speaking the English language. I'm not being deceived by my own language anymore. I'm going to make it an issue that they have to write correctly. Because if the Royal Courts of Justice says to me on my document, sorry, I'm going to read it. It says to me here, as a legal document cannot be accepted with errors on the form. If I'm an Englishman and I see an error, that it's an acronym rather than descriptive text, that's an error for me. That's an error for me. So there's an error. That means me and you are in disagreement then. So disagreements can't happen in contracts. Game over.
For the gander.
Pull them up on the language all day long. Prove them incorrect and make them amend their mistake. Because they're the one who's creating the mistake in the first place and allowing you to give consent to that without telling you there's a mistake.
So with your driving license, how it's
I
written.
hope that, sorry, B. I hope that answers you, Kit. Sorry.
Sorry, Kit.
That's me.
You all right with that, Kit? You cool?
Oh, sorry, yeah. That's my friend. I'm Mike. That's why I didn't respond.
All right, sorry. Mike, sorry, Mike, Kit. Sorry. You cool with that, yeah? If there's anything else, we can come back on that, though. Sorry, B, go ahead.
Thank you.
That's all right. Go on, girlie.
Right. Me?
Yeah.
So on our driving license, now with the implied company, do we need to change anything on it, or do we need?
You don't need a license. You don't need a license. A license. If you get a license,
need a license to drive.
No.
To
travel.
To travel.
Thank you.
Correct term to travel.
There you go.
Insurance you don't need. You can get liability insurance for injury.
England will pay that. All of that. Everything's paid for.
Received. Thank you.
Yes.
Good evening. Can you hear me?
How you doing?
Good evening. Can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
Yes, lovely. Well, I've got two questions. I'm a French citizen, English resident. I've got a settled status, so I'm here since over 5 years. Obviously, I'm running in UK waters. In my case, is it similar to your case? Do I have to create a limited company as well on my name, or is it different?
So the first thing, do you have a nationalization document?
No.
So you haven't been nationalized yet in UK?
No.
Okay, so
I've
sorry, go on.
got a national insurance number. I've been in UK for quite a while.
Okay.
Voilà.
But you haven't actually been nationalized in as a legal document.
No.
Okay. Maybe you should get nationalized as a legal document, so you've got the legal document, or the name what passport have you got?
French passport.
French passport. You see, this is the jurisdictions again we're going into now. Me personally, if I was that, I would nationalize myself, get a legal document on the land of England, and then capture that name, what's on the nationalization document. So you've got all legal documents in this country.
Right.
You see, and then do a deed poll around that name. So you've captured that legal entity that owns that limited company name. Okay. But yes, if you wanted just to capture the limited company, that stops any company doing contracts with your name.
Okay. Alors, I've got a second question. I've been in UK since 2000, right? But I left the country at one point and I came back. Mm-hmm. Now, what is interesting is on my HMRC letters, right? Previous to 2009, I was on capital letters. I disappeared for 3 years. Right? I received the HMRC letter mm-hmm. on upper lowercase.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
And then once I was working again and paying taxes in
yep.
UK Water, I received letters on capital letters again.
Yes. Because what happened is, like, you left the jurisdiction for a period of time, so the contracts had elapsed. The contracts run out. When you return back to the country, they had to approach a legal entity. The legal entity was just uppercase and lowercase, but you never had a contract because you just back arrived after the 3 years. The contracts that you had before had run out by then. The contracts usually right. last for 18 months, longest really, and then you have to renew them. So when you returned, your 3 years, the contract has lapped out. So they had to get a new contract. So when you wrote the first time, you wrote as a legal entity, Christian name and surname, because they got that and you applied for something. Apply is to beg. So you begged for something and they said, okay, we're going to write you as a contract that we've given you something. So then they write your name in capital letters because you just created a contract.
Right. Okay. So basically, you advise me to nationalize myself and not create a company at my name as it is.
Well, the thing about it, I mean, I'm not
recognize it.
Yeah, but I'm not saying if you're good at the moment. The thing about it, remember, a limited company is international, so you could be anywhere in the country and still own a limited company and go anywhere in the country in the world because it's international. A limited company is a limited company. Remember, it's not in the same jurisdiction as implied companies. It's in a different jurisdiction. You see, again, try not to attach yourself to the name. We have to detach ourselves from the name and seeing what the company's doing, not what we're doing. Mm-hmm. You see, once we start.
I've got to.
Sorry, go on.
Yeah, go on. No, go on.
It's okay. It's okay.
Now, I was going to say, to use your analogy of a ship.
Yes.
Basically, we are buying our own ship.
There you go.
Fully comprehend.
Yeah,
and we are putting our own flags. Now, someone is running in UK waters. He's got the English flag. He's got his own flag with the English flag on the mast. Right? In my case, it's the same. When you sail in international waters, what's happening is, say for example, you've got an English flag, right? And you go to the French waters. If you stay in English waters, you keep the English flag on the back of the ship, right? Yeah. Once you enter the French waters, you have by law, because you talk about law, you have to have by law your English flag on the back of the ship, but also a French flag
on the front
on the mast.
Yes.
On
Because
the map. Yeah,
you're
exactly.
entering that jurisdiction. So you're coming in as a friend because you are family, because you have the French flag.
Indeed, it's probably a recognition of the fact that you're under their water.
Yeah, yeah. There's no enemy line there.
Alors, I just wonder if it's the same for the company as such, as you said. Even if I'm French, maybe I can create a limited company.
You see, now you're attaching yourself to a state. Go and get a stateless passport. Then you're not in no state.
Right.
And you're not
So
French.
you have your own.
You're not French. You're not British. You're not whatever.
So you're basically having your own country, your own ship, your own country.
That's it.
Okay, your own flag.
Yes. Your own. The thing about it, when you go and get your depot as well, right? And then it gets printed in the Gazette. They say they show you in the Gazette, but they say the change of name and arms. When you go and look up the word arms, that means your coat of arms. So you're changing your arms. That's what they tell you in the Gazette. Change your name and arms.
Okay.
You're changing your coat of arms when you do a depot. That's what they tell you in the Gazette. And that goes out to the public and lets them know.
Okay, thank you very much.
That's all right.
Hey, can I just have a couple of questions?
Yeah, sure. How you doing, Iz?
Okay, first one is I bought some from last year from Brussels.
Where do you live?
And sorry,
where do you live? I'm joking. Don't tell me.
Next door to you, pal. Next door to you.
Sorry.
And
I'll be a getaway driver.
Thanks.
It was just worth of gold and silver, and
brilliant.
Later on, I got some letters from us, this company, about import tax on the stuff that I bought, and I haven't paid it for.
Yeah.
They want £1,200 off me, and they're still chasing me. I did my deed online, my company online, with my good friend, and does that happen straight? Does that come into force straight away? I've also done a bit with a solicitor as well, but that's it's got about another 8 weeks or so to go before I get them back.
Who are they writing to?
Yeah. I just want to make sure. That's all. I just want to check on that. That was all.
The thing about it, what you can do is write to them and say, "Do you have a contract with the limited company with the same name and the same address?"
Okay.
You see, because they've got your name and address anyway, but they're writing it as an inside company. Because you're going to them with the limited company, they don't have a contract with that company. United Kingdom Limited does not have a contract with that company.
Yeah, I just want to make sure it comes to force straight away. I don't know whether I have to wait for the certificate to make sure everything's done.
Sure. I mean, like, once you bought your limited company already, yeah?
Yeah, I've done so, yeah.
And you haven't got the certificate yet, you said?
No.
No, you can go on Company's House, type in your name in Google, come into Company's House, it'll take you onto the Company's House, your overview page. You click, at the bottom, you have your incorporation date. At the side of it, you'll have a PDF document. Click on that. It'd be a 9-page or a 10-page or a 20-page document, and you can print your documents off.
Okay, my friend did actually say that to you yesterday. I wasn't quite listening to it.
Yeah. You can have it in a second if you. As soon as you buy it, you can go online and claim it.
Okay, great. Stuff. Second question, which you must probably answered already a little bit. I've got a granddaughter. Right, she's 7 months old.
Mm-hmm.
And what's the best way for me to help get her name on to box 17?
The thing about it is Did she get registered already?
She's not. Yes, they're registered. Yeah, she's not been. Baptized.
Right. So the first thing you should do then. This is brilliant because here's a new case. Now we can start from the beginning. Now you say to them, right? I want before the registration. I want to know what the registration date is. If you're going to register my child, it has to have a baptismal name. So what you do, what Michael said earlier on about Prince Harry and Prince William and them lot, and that just do an announcement. Do an announcement. You don't have to register anything. You can do an announcement. It's still recognized as a legal sounding.
Oh, right. Okay, yeah.
You announce the name.
They have registered already. That's all.
But that's what I'm saying. If you announce the name, if it's she's only 7 months, yeah?
7 months, yeah.
Right. So go back and because you're doing it in the first 12 months.
Yeah, this is why I want it.
Are they going to get baptized?
Well, my boy wasn't. He didn't. I mean, I tried to talk to him about it this week. They're a bit asleep, you know, a little bit. And
if they don't get baptized, then what you can do is tell them to go and get because if the name's being given already, you can get a name given not in baptism certificate.
Yeah.
So now you have a certificate for that name. You have a name, you have a legal certificate. Now you go and use that legal certificate and you get that legal certificate entered into the certified copy of an entry if you want to, or you don't use it because that certificate of name not given is your legal instrument. That's your birth certificate. Do you see? Don't get a certified copy of an entry document because that's just a birth certificate for United Kingdom Limited. If you get a certificate of name not given in baptism, that is a Christian name document. That's a baptismal name. That's the church name. So you use that as your birth certificate. And you use that date of birth rather than the date of birth, what they're putting on the certified copy of an entry.
Okay, great.
You see, we're trying to split it early so you don't get caught up using the certified copy of an entry. You use the baptism certificate only. If anybody asks you for a birth certificate, you give them the baptism certificate. You don't give them the certified copy of an entry. If somebody asks you for a birth certificate, how can you give them a birth certificate? Because there's no such document. There's a certificate of birth. There's a certificate of birth, but that's for the legal limited company, United Kingdom. There's a certified copy of an entry, but that's for, you see, there's no birth certificate. So give them the baptism certificate because the baptism certificate is more closer to the birth certificate.
Okay.
Do you see?
Well, I'll get on to that this week. I'll be on to that this week. Don't worry.
Yeah, no. I mean, that's the avenue I would.
I'll let you know. Just to let you know.
Yeah, please. But it's a good thing. It's a good thing to bring up because now other people can see that as well. Where yes, if we start using our baptism certificate as our birth certificate, then we do a reset for ourselves. Because I'm not using the United Kingdom Limited document. My passport run out. My driving license run out. When I get a new one, I'm going to be using my baptism certificate. Go and get it. Do you see?
Yeah.
To set up your passport, you're going to use your baptism.
There you go. That's it. That's the only ID.
You could do that now anyway, though, couldn't you?
That's it. That's the only ID I can recognize myself with. Now I know this information. Before I didn't know this because I was only given the certified copy of an entry and told to call it a birth certificate. That's the only document I was given. We was all only given that. We didn't know about the certificate of name given in baptism. So how did we know that was a birth certificate for ourselves in the Christian side of things, in the ecclesiastical world, which they try to hide from us?
So what you're saying is we don't even need the driver's license either.
No, because if you have a driving license, that means you're just working for somebody.
Yeah.
That's it.
Okay.
My friend hasn't got a driving license for a long time. Now I know how he does it.
This is it. You don't need one.
Yeah, I know it doesn't.
So you can just get a car anyway without the driver's license. And you don't need insurance either, because that's another.
There you go.
Yeah.
I was riding on my bike. I told this story the other week, I think. I was riding on my bike and I was going down the Edgware Road, and you know they do the police stops. They pulled me over, blah, blah, blah. I gave them the word in, blah, blah, blah. The guy ran off, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, it come to the end of the story. The guy said to me, the policeman said to me, okay, cool, you're good to go, but do me a favor. When you get home, call the insurance company and tell them to green light you. And I was like, what do you mean? He's like, just tell them to green light you. And then when I was riding home, I was thinking to myself, what do you mean? I think, fuck. He said, because I was red light. So what happens if you're a safe rider or a driver? The insurance company knows this. So when you pay them your insurance money, they don't insure you. They keep you on a red light. So the money that you're paying them, they don't insure you because you're a safe driver and they know you're not going to have an accident. So they don't give you insurance. So you could have an accident, but you're red lighted. So you're not insured when you have the accident. So he told me, when you get home, tell them to green light you. So he knew I was a safe rider, but I was still paying my insurance. But Because he knew I was red lighted, he told me to go home, tell him to put me on green light. Now my insurance money will go through into the system and not into their pocket.
Wow.
If you don't have an accident within your year, where does your insurance money go? It doesn't go into the system, it goes into their pocket because you was a safe driver. So you're not really insured. You're just red lighted. Do you see?
Wow.
And that came from a policeman.
Because they know.
Thank you. Why would he tell me to go home and tell me to go and tell my insurance company to green light me? Because I was I was just being honest. He said, "You insured?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "You sure?" And I said, "Yeah." I said, "My Hastings is," and then when he checked, he saw my details and everything else. And then he said, "Tell him to go and green light you." That's why he asked me double, was I sure? He was probably thinking I was trying to pull a fast one. But then he knew all the information I'd given, I was being honest. So he double checked in his own head and said, "Right, tell him to go." And when I got back, you know what I mean? They said, "Okay, they'll green light me."
I think you met Agent Smith there from the
There
Matrix.
you go. You see?
I've got a question to that as well.
Certainly.
Why did he feel the need to tell you? You know, he didn't have to tell you.
He
that,
looked
did
at his work, didn't he?
There are people on that side who are good.
Because the thing about it, when the person first stopped me, it wasn't that officer. I was saying to the officer, "Well, I don't work for the DVLA." So I was giving the officer the talk. So he called the sergeant. So the sergeant, I was talking to the sergeant because the knowledge I knew, I was thinking to myself, "Well, I don't even need to be insured anyway." But I didn't want to be ignorant and arrogant. I wanted to have an honorable conversation with the guy. And because I was honorable, he kept me on my toes. He said, "Look, go home, tell your insurance company, phone your insurance company straight away and tell them to green light you." So he was being nice with me. He didn't have to tell me anything. But because I knew my information and he knew I knew what I was talking about, he's thinking, "Okay, cool." He didn't know if I was in the Freemasons. I could have been in the Black Freemasons, the Prince Hall fraternity.
And all
I
this
could have been
knowledge
in
if
there.
you're doing a Mason.
He don't know that. He don't know that.
Can I ask a question off topic?
Status, aren't you?
Sorry, say that again.
You're going to show your diplomatic status. That's what I'm going to be doing.
There you go, girl.
People will be like, "Okay."
If you'd have joined the lodge, you could have been. You could have had all this knowledge for free.
Sorry, Graham, did you want to say something? Sorry.
Yeah, it's a question for further down the line, really. Like I say, I bought me company name, so I'm just waiting for that to come through the post. And obviously then start taking the next steps, as you said, with the birth certificate and the register things. Now, there's a question. If your parents gave you away at birth, the certificate, without your consent, what could you do later on to say, "Well, I want damages for that because you coerced my parents"?
But they didn't give you away. They gave the name away. Let's look at that because it's a really good valid point. It's a really good valid point. The thing about it, when you was born, remember, we was all given a name. Yeah? But we wasn't given a name. The system was given the name. We didn't claim the name. Now we're going back to claim the name because we didn't claim it when we was born because our mother didn't give it to us. She gave it to the system.
Yeah.
But we didn't claim it back from the system. Now we're doing it. I'm just going claiming that back, what my mum gave over in the first place. And I'm saying, "Yo, hold up, wait a minute. I'm claiming that because my mum was meant to give that to me. But you duped her into giving it to you. Now I'm here to take it back. That's the man returning and everything shall be revested into the 63 KV Act 1666.
So when you say, like I say, so what I mean is, technically, if you get everything back, then you've got everything back, as it were. But is it a case of you would have to then, like, you want redress for it of some kind? Or is it a case of that comes with everything once you are the living man?
Well, this is the thing. I think when you buy the limited company, everything's collected and put into the limited company. You just go and collect. But it's where do we go and collect? That's the point I'm at now. I'm still waiting for my depot. I should get it on the 23rd of December. But once I get that, then I can open my mind and go into a bit more detail and go into it a bit more and start making movements for myself. and then bring back some information to you guys.
We won't need to collect, because as soon as we set all this up, well, I need to set it all up, it will go a little bit worse, yeah, because they're going to try to force vaccinations and use the lie that we've got to depopulate and all that nonsense.
Yeah.
But they are getting in place that Jisara and Nasara will come through, so everyone will be covered. But you know, we still got to do this work.
Yeah, totally. Remember, they can't give it to a man or a woman. They can only give it to an implied company.
Yeah, this is why we've got to do this work. So all of those that have not set this up, taken the vaccination because they know, yeah, it's just a shame. Yeah, but we've got to focus on the law.
Yes,
yeah?
Totally. It's man versus women here, not company versus company.
I'm very clear now. Okay, great.
Okay.
You see, whatever man is running that company, you find a director of Pfizer, and you write to Pfizer from your limited company. And
she was running away, wasn't she? On the video.
And ask the director of Pfizer if he knows that the stuff they're doing is not scientifically proven by any physician or any doctor. Now, if he's got any documentation, please send them over so you can have them for your company files, so you can have them. So when you give your employees the vaccination, then you have his company records on what states it's safe. You're asking the director, because the director is allowing that to happen for the company. A man is allowing the company to do that. So go after the man who is the director of the company. You can go onto company's house and look up the company and find out who the director is and write to him and hold him accountable for allowing the company to do what it's doing. Now there's a fight between company and company.
Have you done that, Hornseywood?
No, I've written to companies to say, look, where's the manufacturing? Well, have you got it? I'm starting it so slowly because I'm saying, look, now it's a new company. I'm asking as a new entity, do you have any contract with this limited company? That's it. And if you do, could you send over any files so we have them for our files? Because it's just gone into new ownership. So we want to know what debts there are. We want to know what this there are. We want to know before we take on and go and start this company trading again. So they have to
trading with them, even if they are.
No, but the thing about it, you've written a letter because you know there's no contract because you're a brand new limited company and you've been dormant. So they can only write back to you and say, no, we don't have a contract with your limited company. They've just agreed there's no contract with the name.
And they can't touch you.
There you go.
Can I say something?
Can I just ask, does that mean physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, and financially and socially?
Totally, because you own the absolute title deed to that name. And what they're going after is the name.
Okay.
They're not coming after you.
No.
They're coming after the name. And if you consent to be in that name the way it's written and the way it's addressed, then you're giving consent to that.
Yeah.
That's it.
Just from the point of view of somebody that hasn't made bought their copyright back, as in turned themselves into a private person through the limited company, yeah, and you're still an implied company, then everything that has been spoken about tonight, it implies to you as well, because they haven't got a contract.
Totally.
If you understand what a contract is, it has to be two wet ink signatures from the other side and you as well.
Yes, it has to be 3 signatures on the page.
As an implied person as well. So this stands for you as an implied person, especially if you know the deception of the acronym.
Matty, let me hold you there for a second. Remember,
you're understanding the code, yeah, because everything is code, like the DNA that we have in us. It's code, it's instruction. So code comes from it's law from language, basically.
That's why they have a universal commercial code.
So if you understand the code within the language and what it's supposed to represent,
yeah,
then you know the deception behind it as well, and you know where you stand in your own sovereignty.
Yeah,
that's the
which
one.
is the fact that you're not a ward to the state, and you can tell them that you know their tricks basically, and they can't deny them because it's there in the codification of the language, as in that thing, yeah, the Chicago Manual of Styles. So I bought that. I didn't understand what it was. I just heard you talk about it. So I bought it and I dipped my nose into it, and it was like, wow, I can't find what I'm looking for because it's got like page numbers, but it's got subsections as well. Because if you want to make a book, yeah, and you want to know the processes of how to lay out the language and what foreign languages are and everything, then buy that book. Because if you want to make a book and use language, then use that.
Well, the thing about it, what I think Matt is trying to point out as well.
There's something in there that tells us, yeah, in language, what our language is and how we're using it.
Yes.
That is infallible, because they've put it in the code that we use, which is the medium to interface language, and it's there in the language, which proves their language to be fraud. Doesn't matter where you're coming from, if you're an implied company or a limited company, but you've got an advantage if you're a limited company because you've bought yourself to your a right to yourself in the private, yeah. That's basically all I wanted to say.
Thank you, Matty. Thank you. But what you're saying there, Matty, just to clarify on what you said there earlier on, they do have the two witnesses because your mother and father was the informants and gave a declaration, as we saw with the forms 2 and 3 and whatever. There has to be a declaration from somebody else as being a witness. Yes, B?
But isn't that only you say there's 2 signatures? If it was just the mother or just the father, there's no 2, is there?
That's it.
But there has to be a master contract, yeah.
But there's a registrar, remember. The baptism certificate name and your mother being the informant.
Yes.
Do you see?
Okay.
When you look at box 16, there's a registrar. Yeah, so you got a registrar signature in there as well.
Okay.
Hello.
Hi. What's the name of the Telegram group?
The Telegram group. Oh, Truth Talk.
Okay, fine. All right. Well, thank you very much. It's good to hear you in real life tonight.
No, thank you. Thank you.
And how do I join, or how do I find out about the next coming online chats on Zoom?
Yeah, basically, we just put the link up and just send it around. So whoever you heard it from, it just be in the group and people can just forward it on to others. You know, it's for everyone. As you see, everybody.
Thank you anyway for your help.
No, thank you. Thank you for being here and
doing a great job, Wadsworth.
Thank you.
Wow, you're doing tremendous.
All right, cool.
Anybody else?
Yeah, great stuff, Carl.
Anybody else, or you want to call it an evening?
Yeah, I'd had a question, please, if that's
yes,
okay.
darling. Yes, darling.
Hi, Liz has been helping me out and been giving me lots of good advice, and I've set up my company, my limited company, and I'm originally a Dutch national, so I'm in a similar situation as the French lady, and I heard you speaking about the nationalize yourself?
Yeah, nationalization.
Nationalization. Could you point me in the direction of where I find out how to go about this?
It's basically you wanting to become a British citizen.
Okay.
And that's it. So you can go onto .gov and you can find out how to enroll into being a British citizen, and that will give you a nationalization papers and the format. But again,
Right.
as I said to the young lady earlier on,
Yeah.
really and truly, I would say just do the limited company, because if you're
I've done
enrolling
that.
enrolling yourself into anything, you might as well enroll yourself into your own limited company, which becomes your country.
I've already done that.
Okay,
I
brilliant.
have.
So you
I
don't
have a
need.
limited company now.
So what you do then, you just get a stateless passport.
A stateless passport.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because
But that has to be
puts you in
done
no
through
state,
the
no
Dutch.
Yeah.
Through the Dutch.
Or you can probably try it through .gov. Just type in Google stateless passport UK.
Stateless passport. Yeah.
Yeah. And then just see the procedure through that.
Okay.
Because it will tell you if you're an outside citizen in a certain respect. If you're outside, then yeah, you can do it for that. So if you're from Belgium or whatever, it might direct you to there for you to get it done through them.
Right.
Do you see?
Oh, okay. Thank you.
That's okay.
I have one more question,
Sure.
and that is to do with the driver's license again. I understand that now that I have my limited company, I don't need to associate with the corporation name that they've given me, the all caps name.
Mm-hmm.
But my question is, I'm due to pay, or my dead entity name is due to pay the road tax,
Yeah.
the road tax, and car insurance, and I'm wondering what I need to do, because what happens if, for example, I had an accident in the car and I had my children in the car?
Well, that's the thing. The thing about it, I say to people, look, if you're in that position where, like yourself, you might have children and you're worried about their safety and stuff like that, still carry on doing what you're doing and allow the others before you to carry on what they're doing. And hopefully once we get through, then you'll have a more of a clearer path.
Exactly.
You see, so
because I just feel that I don't have full comprehension.
But that's what I'm saying. No one's asking you to rush to do anything, darling.
Okay.
You do everything in your own pace. I'm saying to you, if you want to carry on paying your insurance or whatever, that's up to you. At the end of the day, you're going to get it all back anyway.
Okay. But Lola said to me that if you pay more than 3 times for anything, then you're back into the contract of the dead entity.
Well, no, yes, the dead entity, yes. But remember, you're only acting on behalf of that dead entity, which is just the name. Remember, detach yourself away from the name. You're just saying, okay, you know what? I'm going to pay some money for that implied company to have a license so it can go around and have insurance for now.
Yes.
You see, in the meantime, I'll send you the template letters. Well, I've just sent to DVLA, because basically it just asks DVLA if they have a contract with your limited company. That's it. Once you do a draft letter like that and you sent that, they can only write back to you and say they don't have a contract with your limited company.
Yeah.
And once they do, that means they don't have contract with that name.
Yes.
Can I say one thing? The document that they send to you as a limited company, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It is a document, yeah, that states you as a dead entity, the limited company, that writes to you also as a living person, because it writes to you as the director of the company.
Yes.
Yeah.
In the living person, uppercase, lowercase. So that is a legal document with with your legal name on it as well, isn't it?
Yeah, because your legal name is your Christian, the name of the surname. So if them 2 names are on there, then yes, it's the living entity, but there's no contract with that living entity.
Yeah, but they put the living entity there.
Yeah, in
But
uppercase.
also, yeah, it has no contracts. It can't possibly have, can it?
No, it's the contracts with the company, but the director is just being a supporter of that company, so he can't get fined for the company because there's no contract with him.
It's the birth of a legal entity.
There you go.
That has no contracts with anybody. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
Basically, that is the be all and end all of it. Yeah.
That's it.
That's where the conversation starts and ends because it's impossible, isn't it?
That's it.
And they've written to you who are you're on Companies House. There can only be one company on Companies House. Yeah.
That's it.
And you are that company.
Question.
The all caps name. Yeah. So the other company, what is it?
That's it.
It doesn't have any ownership to that name anyway, does it?
Perfect. That's it.
Yeah.
Yes, LC.
Yeah. As of last year, I no longer pay, as I mentioned in one of the meetings, I no longer pay water, gas, or electricity. The other day I'm a council tenant for the past 20 odd years. The other day I received a statement, you get a monthly statement about your rent. And I realized my name was in capitals. So what do I do there?
The thing about it is the same thing as everything, I mean, like they're writing to the implied company. Or you can write to them and ask them, well, could you write the name in English? Because they're writing as an acronym.
Right.
If you want to address it, if you've got a limited company now.
I will.
You see, if you want to address it, you can address it, but you don't have to because if you've got a limited company, they're not writing to you, they're writing to an implied company, which is a different entity.
Right, but I'm wondering if I can get away. I mean, not get away. That means I no longer need to pay rents.
In a certain respect, yes, but because the council has a contract with the landowners who built the property for you to live in, it's up to the council to be able to pay the landowners their money. But if you're not paying, then the council's paying, but they can't pay for yours.
I'm still currently paying, but from what I've been learning along the lines that the land, the land belongs to us as well, the sovereignty.
Yeah, but that's the thing. I mean, like, yes, but like you, a limited company, yeah, you're granted land as well.
Exactly. Hold on.
Wait.
I'm listening.
You've been granted land as well. So you can go and get your land and go and set up a block of flats and move people and set up a block of flats and then rent that flat out to the council and then let council bring in their people.
Right.
So the people ain't paying you. The people are paying the council. And the council is paying me.
Right.
So look at it in that way. If you're living in a council place and you're paying rent, that rent is being paid by the landowner who is not the council because it's private land.
Right.
You see, so the council is coming after you because they're not going to pay for you to live in a place that belongs to a private landowner that they're renting off.
Can I?
Another thing. Okay. So
it's all tied up and tricky.
Right.
That's why when it comes
what about claiming for a allodial title?
Yeah, allodial title. But that again, that's just on your own land. That's what you done when you bought your limited company. You claimed your allodial title. You just haven't collected your land yet.
Aye, that's all I wanted to hear.
Can I say something, Hornsey?
Really?
Certainly.
I got a statement some time ago saying I was in arrears, which I couldn't fathom and work out how the hell this woman sent me a demand for immediate payment. So I sent her a letter and I asked for a true commercial bill under penalty of perjury, and she passed the deadline. I gave her 14 days to produce it.
That's it.
And it dissolved it. I've not heard nothing back since. You'll find out.
Did she send you the letter after you created a limited company?
Do you know, funny enough, I think it was just around that time, and that's what I was tying in. How do I owe her?
Because she knows that you're a limited company and there's no contract. So she's trying to get whatever they can off you before you figure out.
Thank you for the validation. Yeah.
That's it.
Because I've not heard nothing back from her.
This is it. This is
Absolutely.
it.
Thank you.
So,
yeah.
So does that mean once you've claimed your title, it goes across the board? So we wouldn't really need to notify anybody. They would automatically know then. Is that what you're saying, Carl?
Not necessarily. If you send back all your letters, they'll get curious and think, why is this person sending back letters? So if they go and type,
which is what I do anyway.
Right.
Which is
Hold on.
exactly
Slow down, girl. Slow down.
Sorry, I'm getting
It's all right. Just slow down. I go slowly. Yeah, you can't rush with me.
Really?
Yes. Trust me. Yeah. Yeah. You some of that.
Another episode.
But yeah, see, you lost my trail of thought now.
Sorry.
Carry on. Carry what you say. Go on.
No, it's all right. I don't want to lose the train of thought. Come here.
Yeah. But yeah, no, it's all good. It's all good. Don't worry. It's all good. It's all good. We got it solved.
Yeah. I'm going to challenge them anyway.
You got to. You got to.
Yeah.
Don't
But
challenge
I did.
them. Don't challenge them. Ask them. Yeah, just ask them questions. That's it.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I do. Your bill, and then she'll find she don't owe nothing.
That's it.
Well, I don't pay any bills. I've stopped paying my bills from last year. I don't pay gas, water, or electricity.
Don't blame you.
The only thing I want to try and challenge now is the mobile.
That's it. You see?
Yeah.
Because the thing about it, you can challenge the mobile, because the thing about it, they're using our airspace to send radioactive frequencies through our airspace, but they're allowed to do it because we're citizens under United Kingdom Limited, and we belong to them. Now we're limited companies. We can attack the United Kingdom Limited for allowing frequencies to be sent through our airwaves.
Right.
That's like chemtrails, everything.
Yeah.
Our limited companies can stop their limited companies doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jessica, sorry, you was waving to say something. Sorry, did you want to say something?
I tried not to pay my rent for 8 weeks, but they sent me loads of paperwork, so I paid it. But I'm going to try doing what the other lady did, and I'm going to send my
change the bill. Under penalty of perjury. I've got the template happy to share.
Oh, yes.
So far, so good.
Yes, please. Yes, please, Lady Boss.
Thank you. Like I said, and the funny thing was, as soon as I opened the letter, I've sort of looked at it. Coming out of COVID, I haven't worked for about 18 months, and I've looked at it. Then I've agreed a payment with her, but this bill still ain't going down or adjusting. And I just felt like, wait, it was just this 5 sheets of paper she sent me. And then it was just to coerce me to either go to Citizen Advice Bureau, to pay it through the bank. It was a load of rubbish. And plus it went, the return address was a PO box address.
That's it.
So for then it was a red flag for myself. So I thought, nonsense, it's just not on.
That's it.
So that's what I did. So far, so good.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Brilliant.
So I just wanted to ask a question there. You mentioned about you got the template. I spoke to Jessica about this because we got my form filled out for the Republic Limited Company. And about halfway through, I thought, oh, why am I not doing screenshots of this so we can make a very simple, easy to understand manual for people to use? You know?
Yeah, I mean, like, there's a lady we've got in the group, Jackie. She's been with us from day one, basically. And anybody who wants to go online and buy their company, we usually just send Jackie their number or whatever. Jackie, they can call Jackie, and Jackie would just go through the process with them, because she's done the same thing. She's taken snapshots of everything on how to go about doing the limited company and stuff when you want to register it. So it's a good, but if anybody is doing that, yes, as Graham says, please take snapshots of each so we can build a little manual. So when other people are doing it, it's an easy process for them, you know? Yeah. That's the thing. So, or if anybody knows how to and has done, thank you, Graham. So if anybody knows and has done limited companies before and they know the process of how to do it, then if people can help others out or, you know, give them a little
Of course.
Wording.
Yeah, what have you got a preference? You know, when it says which business type?
Yes, the business type you just put down as dormant. So the SIC number would be 9999959.
I learnt that afterwards, but yeah, I caught up.
Did you go?
Yeah.
What did you do? Did you just reply afterwards and make it dormant, or did you
You can just adjust it.
adjust it?
Yeah.
You can, and the thing about it, it doesn't
You
matter.
just adjust it. I mean, it might cost you a few pounds, but you know, it's a lunch money. It's not hideous, you know.
The thing about it, you can still have a SIC number, because I've still got a number where I just other. So and I do so but when you do your confirmation statement and your filing accounts, that's the more important thing, because when you're filing, you're telling them that it's still a dormant company, even though it has a SIC number in the specific area it wants to work in. It's still dormant when you do your filing accounts and your confirmation statement. So they're going to pay attention to that rather than the SIC number at the end of the year, basically. That's what I'm kind of trying to get across.
Yeah.
But yes, go and put 99999, because that makes the company dormant, and that will be recognized at HMRC, and that won't cause no complications when HMRC is making your UTR number dormant as well.
So what happens if you've got another one? You know, we've left it open to trade or just have it there, but it's not laying dormant. How we're not still attached to HMRC, are we?
Well, no. I mean, like the thing about it. I mean, like if you're doing your accounts, all it matters the two documents at the end of the year are all that matters. Your accounts and your confirmation statement. That's it.
Okay.
That's all they want to know. If your accounts were under 125,000, you can trade. If your account's under 125,000, you don't pay tax. So you can trade the company. That's the thing. You just got to abide by the contracts, what you're having with other companies.
Yes.
That's it.
Okay.
But until we really get on our feet and start understanding that the name is a company and not me, man, when we can stand on our own feet and detach ourselves away from that name and start living as a director, then yes, we can go and trade.
Yes.
I'm just saying, be dormant, secure yourself first, understand what you're doing, learn the process of running a business for yourself, and then trade if you want.
Okay.
You know, don't rush into it.
Yeah, I agree. Thank you.
That's all right, Pauline.
Can I just ask a question?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, sorry. I just wondered, box 17, which can I just go into any registry office to get that sorted, or do I have to go to where I was born, or the GRO, or whatever it was?
It will probably be the GRO. But again, we can't really make, as I said earlier on, we can't really make any decisions just on that just yet, because nobody's actually reached this part just yet. We've heard that some people have done it. But that's just hearsay, isn't it? So until we get through there and until we really understand what's going on, then we can speak about it. But for now, I can't really speak about it.
Okay.
You know, until I do it. Again, as I said,
Can you speak about it after that, though?
That's the thing. You might be able to, you might not. You might have to sign a confidentiality agreement. So I'm talking about it. I'm talking about
I said that to someone, that I think that, you know, you'd have to sign something because it's
NDA
nobody's hearing about it.
Yeah. It most likely be an NDA.
Rather we talk about it now. And then if you can't talk about it, then at least then you know that, okay, if any of us have gone through and we've been silenced, then we know that that's going to happen.
So I just like my name is Mickey Mouse or something.
There you go. I think they might want more than a sign, they might want your thumbprint.
Might want a barbecue cheek or something.
If you came on here, if you was to achieve it and it did do the success as what we think it's meant to do, you can still come on here and talk. But obviously, when talked and asked about it, you just can't talk about it. So everybody knows the answer.
There you go. Perfect.
Yeah, you could just say, "Oh well, Dave, my mate Dave that did it. He's actually. You're not actually saying you've done it. You're saying your mate Dave done it, and maybe you can do it that way."
But that's what happened. One of the guys, we was on a talk before, and one of the guys was on there, and he was like, "Oh yeah." So he jumped off the call, and then he went and spoke to a Freemason guy, and the Freemason guy actually said to him, "Yeah, if you want to get yourself out of the system, get your name in box 17." So we know it can be done because they're talking about it.
Of course.
But it's how do we get it done? That's the only thing. You know, there's always the how. Always the how, if nobody's done it. Because it's just like another rabbit hole we're guessing down. Do you see what I'm saying? But we know we're close. That's the thing. Because we're stopping all the corporations. Because we know they can't have a contract with an implied company. So we've stopped the corporations. Because there's no contract with our limited company. That's it. See you later. Oh, who's going? So bye.
Bye.
If someone's writing to me, like, oh, you know, my first name, second name, and my surname, all in lowercase, is that still classed as the company?
Well, no, because but if you're writing your surname, it's the legal entity. You can write Kelvin, and then you see, and that's it. But if you put Kelvin, you're writing a legal name.
Right. Okay. So I just ignore those letters anyway, then.
Yeah. I mean, like, the thing about if letters are written to you in uppercase and lowercase, they're usually a promotional letter or offering you a contract.
But I've had it's like court letters from the child courts. They do uppercase and lowercase. So it's just like you know, because I know that, you know, I've been to court so many times. It's just like,
yeah.
I just feel like saying piss off, like, you know, because I don't agree with what they're doing, sort of thing, you know.
But they're writing you in uppercase and lowercase because there's no contract with the legal entity.
So I can just ignore them, though, can I?
Yeah. Well, you can just return to sender.
Right. Okay.
You know, because again, it's the legal name. They're not looking for...
Yeah, no, because I got what you're saying about the legal name. When you put in your surname and joining it together, it's like, you know, with your Christian names. I understand all that, but it's just like, it's just trying to get your head around all the, you know, can I do this still? Can I do, you know, even though you know the answer is yes, it's still the questions there, isn't it? It's like...
all it is just an element of fear. That's all it is.
Yeah, that's it. And I think that's what, you know, obviously...
Until we cross that line, we're always still going to have it. But as soon as we cross it, it's think, oh, was that it?
Yeah.
It's always...
Can I just say one thing and then go? It would be really cool if you know, as you said, if we write to them as a company director, asking if they have contracts with us. And then also we could include the evidence that, apart from them answering that, you know, to do with the acronym, what language were you speaking to us in as well, yeah?
That's it.
But it'd be cool if you had a template letter for everyone to write to them, and also include that evidence that is, you know, they can't rebut really as such. And then put them all into one letter so we could send to them and, you know, record the delivery, so they would have to rebut it, and it would be basically unrebuttable, do you know what I mean? Because you've included the evidence that you know.
Totally. But that's exactly the same thing I was saying earlier on about writing from your limited company. Sorry, you guys, you have to go, yeah?
Yeah, guys, we're going to bounce. So thanks very much.
No, that's cool.
Bye.
See you later. Thank you. See you later. Take care. See you next time.
Take care, guys. Take care. Thanks. Bye-bye.
That's all right.
Kelvin, can I just say something on your...
Yeah, go on. Go on.
Yeah? Kelvin, on the... You say you've been at a letter from the court, yeah?
Yeah, no, I'm not. I've just finished court, and it's just like I just worry that when it comes again, because I've got my daughter. My ex-partner keeps taking me to court over silly things, But it gets to a stage where you know, when you get a letter, it's all addressed to me in lowercase and high. Obviously, it was just because you're talking about higher case and lower case and all this and acronyms and things like that. I was getting a bit like, well, do I still answer the you know the ones?
Is it your missus? Is it your ex missus that's taking you to the court? Or
yeah.
Okay.
Because it's the woman taking the man to court, but it's a legal entity that's taking another legal entity to court, but in the shape of a man or woman, acting as them legal entities. Do you see?
Yeah, that's what it's doing.
Yeah. Again,
if that's the case, because she's classed as a woman, I'd still have to go, is it? Or
not necessarily, because she's not classed as a woman. They're still using her as a legal entity to do a contract with another legal entity.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. So what's the lady? Sorry, if the lady's name was Lillian, for example. Sorry, Lillian. If the lady's name was Lillian, they wouldn't write Lillian and Kelvin.
No.
Do you see? They would write Lillian Smith and Kelvin Smith.
Yeah.
And bring them two into court. They won't bring Lillian and Kelvin into court because they're the men and women. They'll bring the legal entities into court. Remember, it's all about the name. Detach yourself away from the name. The only name you want is one name, and that's your Christian name. Christ.
Yeah, no. All they're doing is taking the money out of my birth certificate. Really, it's like they're stealing my money because they're like, yeah, let's keep going to court.
The other thing I would say about this is if you're saying that the court's actually sent you this document, is to request the case management file.
Yes.
Because what you need to see is the application, the information lay, and the receipt, the filing fee.
Yes.
In that, when you request the case file view, that's all you will need to see. There has to be a sealed application form that's attached to an affidavit or a lay of information, which they would create proceedings from, and a filing fee, and a receipt of a filing fee or a remission-free certificate on there. As long as that's in there, then it's an authentic court case. If they aren't there, it's not a court case, and it ain't a court.
Yeah, no, I know that because when I get, I've got like court orders and stuff. I know that it's not proper. There's like the seals aren't even stamped and signed.
Do they?
No, they're not.
And it's awful. And they can only do it because we're still classed as children. I've looked at the framework behind, and that's why.
Yeah.
You see, they'll do with you what they wish.
That's it. Once you take yourself as an adult, you're now an adult. You've got a limited company. You're going as a limit because they're looking for the legal entity. So give them the legal entity. Send them the title deed.
Yeah, send them there. I was going to send them there.
That's who they're looking for.
And put your child in as your property. Yeah. Your children are your property.
Yeah, no, I know because I was watching Cole. Is it Cole Lentz?
Yes.
On YouTube.
That's right.
And obviously it was like I'd wrote sort of like notices to them saying this is my property, picture of her, blah blah blah. But they just because it's all over the Zoom now. And I was like giving my opinion. They just cut me dead.
Yeah.
And they carried on the case. So I was just like, okay, this isn't working.
Yeah.
Family court's dodgy because they just disregard everything. They just sweep it under the carpet and they just carry on. If you don't attend, they just make an order in your absence.
Yeah, no, because I did that as well. I didn't attend and they made an order. I've tried everything regarding it because it's just petty things. She's taken me to court because I apparently owed her £20, and then she's taken me to court, and it's just like they're letting her do it. And we've just had it was 7 or 8 months court case where we've both had mental health assessments. We've had things thrown at us, and then at the end of it, the judge was praising her for taking it to court, for why she took it to court. They even said that she was telling the truth and I was telling the truth, but it was both conflict of what we were saying to each other. Like she was saying that I'm aggressive, I was doing this, I was doing that, and I'm mentally unstable. So she was telling the truth, And that's for me saying I'm not like, you know, this, and this. And then obviously putting my point across to them about her. And they're saying, oh, we can tell you're both telling the truth and blah, blah, blah. And you just think, well, you can't, because you've actually not really listened to any evidence that I put in. You're just like, it's just funny.
They don't listen to any of the evidence. It has to be more focused.
Yeah, no, it's wrong really, because it's what, you know, it's the child suffers at the end of it, isn't it? So
yeah,
it's all about the money for them anyway.
Yeah, no, but that's what I was saying. I thought it's about, and because it's, you know, I tried, because I've been, my daughter's 5. I've been to court, I think about 8 times, and 3 of them have been sort of 6 or 7 months worth of like court case.
They will.
So it's not just like 1 or 2. But yeah, it's just about, as I say, like, it is about the money. They're just taking it out of whatever they can, really, isn't they?
Exactly.
Another form to do this, guys, would be to take 2 documents down requesting the casement file, and give it them, because they're not going to give you, if they haven't got it, they ain't going to give it you. Okay?
Yeah.
So you give them the 7 days, and then.
So what? If I get another letter now saying that she's taking me to court, blah blah blah, that's what I do. Just go and ask for a case management file.
There's going to be a case number. There's going to be something that they're going to call a case number on there.
Yeah. No, there's like
number, is allocated to the. This is what I'm trying to say. For that case number to be a case number, there would have to be an application form filled in, attached to an information like, which would have been an affidavit with the witness statements, blah blah, whatever. That's going to be set to create the proceedings. Also, there would be a filing fee, and there'd be a receipt for that filing fee. That's the main thing. That's the only thing really that we're really interested in. If they aren't there, that is not a court case, and it more than likely isn't even the court doing it, because it's the council that's doing it. They hire.
Yeah.
That's it.
Just produce the Hillsbury laws.
They've got their own judges. They've got everything. It's all set.
Oh yeah, no, I know.
I've been dealing with this a long time. I mean, John, I don't know if you know, but they disappeared him. They had to disappear him because of the information he was putting out. He was his last mission was taken into the Ministry of Defence, which was some other stuff, which is probably that flag that you're wondering what it is behind me. That flag. Because I was connected with New Zealand. And long story, but he was going into because stopped from getting into England. They chucked him out because he was a threat to the Queen. Because the Queen's fake and he's got the whole evidence, affidavits, everything to prove it. So anyway, just delivering that to the Ministry of Defence, and they disappeared him. But they disappeared him, tried to get his mirror again into the mental health board, but they couldn't. So I told them, no, just walk out, mate. They can't stop you. So he come out of there, and they grabbed him again, and they stuck him front of Westminster Magistrates Court. And there was a few people that alleged to was one of them, because she was East Sussex Crime Commissioner. That's who he'd blown the whistle on that, him or her as well. And there was a load of others. But anyway, they set him up, and it was the CPS. So they just pulled their fellow brethrens and just got them to do something. So they just disappeared him through a fake court. There was never anything. Sadly, he got himself a lawyer, and I couldn't get it through to him to get rid of the lawyer. But his lawyer, the CPS, the court, everything, all of them, they were all in on it. Everyone was in on it, and it was all fake. It was complete phantom.
It's money, all about money, man. Greed. That's all.
Yeah, but that's what it feels like.
Exactly, and they're all in bed together.
Yeah, it was about disappearing him because he was blowing the whistle on the big people. He was on the main people, and obviously
when we have Supreme Court rulings, the Hillsbury laws that state all magistrates' courts are unlawful in the UK, they're not following the rule of law. They're ignoring everything, aren't they?
There is no law.
No. So I mean, since 2013, since Motu Proprio was done by the Pope in his canon law sense and not his ecclesiastical sense, they've not looked at anything since then. It's just about because the Pope closed all corporations and banks in 2013, didn't with Moto Proprio and his canon law sense.
This is the one.
I mean, the Baron David Wood pointed that out. I mean, there's not been any. He destroyed it all the way back to Magna Carta, and Magna Carta wasn't anything anyway. But the point is, like, it's all. There is nothing. There is nothing. He destroyed the whole lot. There is no government. These are all corporations.
The stage.
So there's not a government in this world.
No.
Let him who can be deceived be so.
That's the one.
That's it.
But I was told all the corporations are no longer. They've all gone.
Oh, they've all lost all contracts because all the flags went down at the United Nations. So you're all countries. I see here what
President and prime ministers are
I can see
all
there's 15 countries in here.
arrested.
That's it.
There's
But
15
people are
countries.
unaware. They're just not. They're just not aware. They're all
Yeah,
arrested.
because they're listening to the BBC. See?
You need to get your parents home and change it to parental, restrictions so they can't get on that.
Can I suggest something, Kelvin? The next time you do get called into court, just bring your birth certificate, and when they call your name, just hand them the birth certificate.
Yeah, no, I've thought about doing that, but because of it's like Hornsey was saying, it's just the fear
Exactly.
of losing your daughter or someone taking her away for no reason.
That's it.
Because
Take a
you've got to prove
dictionary.
yourself. I mean, it's like my psychiatrist, bloody bloke, said that because I didn't believe in the mainstream, what the mainstream was saying, I pose a risk to my daughter.
Of course.
And it's just like, hang on a minute. How can you pose a risk just for having a brain and thinking outside the box?
Because the thing about it, remember, your daughter was registered into their limited company. So anything that doesn't agree with their limited company and their statutes and legislation is a threat.
Yeah, well, I've taken her out now anyway. I've bought her.
Okay, brilliant.
Yeah,
That's crown property.
That's it.
Yeah.
Parents, the pair that rents the child they signed away at birth.
That's the one.
Sad.
Can I ask, being fairly new at this, I'd like to ask how do you make your children your property under your limited company?
That's right.
Well, they're your property anyway. So once you buy yourself as a limited company, they fall under you. Because remember, 9/10 of the law, isn't it? So they're in your possession 9/10 of the time.
Okay.
So,
Is that depending on their? Sorry.
Go on. Carry on.
Is that depending on their age? Because if they're of legal age, if they're in their 20s or 30s.
Yeah, well, they can go and claim themselves as limited companies then.
Yeah.
And is the legal age 21?
Yeah, just get them to because they're just going to be they're seen as an adult now. So they're an adult, have to deal with their own way of life. So just allow them to go and get their own limited company for themselves.
Sorry,
is that from the age of 21?
That can be from
18.
From 18.
18. Yeah, because my son is turning 18 in January. So
yeah. The legal age says that, but I think you can have. I mean, like the thing about it, you could buy the company name now, and you could be the director of the company. When
I am already.
When he reaches,
I am already.
You can then make him the director.
Yeah, I've done that with my twins as well.
You see, that's
I've registered them and myself as the director.
Yeah, and then when they reach the age of, then you can
transfer it to them. Yeah.
Because remember, they're the beneficiaries.
Exactly.
If you put their name down as the owner and you're the director, they're the beneficiaries, you're the director.
Yeah.
So you're the trustee.
Yeah.
And you're doing the trust work for the beneficiary by building up whatever they need for their benefit later on in life.
Right.
So you're the trustee. Because remember, if they're the owner, they're the beneficiary, and the owner and the beneficiary and the executor is the same thing. Executor and the beneficiary is the same thing.
Executor and beneficiary.
You then become the trustee. It's the same thing as the company, the limited company. If they're the owner of the limited company, they're also the director, but they don't have to be. But you go in and be the secretary. or the director. That's up to you. But you're just a director for now.
Yeah.
Because it's a dormant company, and then
Yeah.
you later on can make them the director of the company themselves.
And is that when you make it not dormant anymore, when you make it a live account, or
No,
is it
can still
you're
be
going to
dormant.
make another one?
Yes. You make another one. If they've got a
You make
middle
another
name,
one.
if you've got a middle name on the birth certificate, you use the birth certificate name to make the one you want to keep dormant. And then you use the one with the first name and the surname. You can create another company and use that one to trade with if you wanted to. But you don't have to have a limited company to trade with if you're not going to earn over 125,000. You can just get a trademark. So you don't have to have a limited company to trade with.
Oh, okay.
Because there's no point you setting up a limited company if you're going to not earn over 125,000. There's no point.
No, I'm not.
Do you see? So there's no point you trading and setting up a limited company to trade with if you're not going to earn that amount. You might as well set up a trademark, because that's the sister company to the company. So if you get a trademark, you're then notifying them to say, well, look, I'm being honorable. I'm buying a trademark to trade with, and you know that any invoices will return back to my address, and you can do an audit on me if you want to. So you're giving them an honorable stance to say that you own that trademark, and any money made on that trademark, they can daisy chain it back to you, because you're so because you're not earning the amount, they won't chase after you. That means you don't have to make it a limited company.
The other thing I wanted to ask is when it comes to, so I've written a will to leave whatever is in my estate to my children, but will I need to change that now that I have set up a limited company?
No, because the limited company is you.
That is me. Okay.
So when you give your limited company to your children, they get everything in that limited company.
Okay.
And no one can touch it.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you.
That's all right. Because you're in the limited company, remember, it's a private. It's in the private.
Yeah.
So whatever's in that limited company, no one can touch it. That's why you see a lot of these companies like Woolworth or some of them big companies, but it's been going for years and years, hundreds of years. Because it's a family business. It's this limited company, not part of the system.
No.
Basically, I am my children's inheritance. Yeah. So if I gave my limited company to them, they in some way would have be able to tap into my resources as well. Yeah. That I have the right to.
This is it.
Yeah.
You see. But look, how's everybody doing? It's 11:30. I'm a bit tired. Is that okay for everybody?
Thank you, Jessica, for the invite as well.
Yeah, thank you.
Jessica.
Everybody. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
you all.
I mean,
also, Lady Boss, will you be able to remember to put that link in
I
the
will
Telegram
share
group?
it with you all. Good luck with that.
Thank you. Thank you.
Any statements, that's what we're meant to ask for. That's what I was advised through my journey, and they don't normally produce it, so we'll see. I don't know. But good luck with that.
I will do. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Thank you so much.
So how are you, Mo?
Oh, good. I've been so excited. I've got 2 friends coming in, so they're going to sneak in quietly, but my dog will probably bark, so I do apologise.
Okay, that's okay.
I'll put it on mute, actually.
That's all right.
Yeah.
So what did you want to talk about, girl?
Right. The main place where I get stuck, and I'm not the brightest bulb in the box, so I've bought my birth certificate name, well, my certified copy of every name, company, and I'm waiting for that pack coming. Now, I'm employed, so when I get that UTR code, does that affect my name that I've got now? Because I've got a married name now. So does that affect my name that I've got now? like when they send that to the HMRC, do they link it up with me somehow, or do I have to do it myself and then buy another company in my married name in order to work in the living jurisdiction?
Okay.
Does that
Yeah, it makes sense.
right?
Okay. Firstly, when you buy the company, you're buying a separate entity. Nothing to do with your married name, nothing to do with anything else. It's just a completely separate entity.
Right.
It's like if you went and bought McDonald's, for example, that would not have nothing to do with your married name. Unless you put the married name down as a director.
Yeah, because I was going to do that, and then I thought, no, I'll have to put my birth name.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. So yeah, don't think about it as being, the thing about it, as I say to everybody else, and you probably heard them on the talks as well, we have to detach ourselves away from the name.
Yeah.
No disrespect, but when you got married, it was like a merger of Sony and EMI joining together. That's it.
Yeah.
So basically the marriage is, and I'm not being disrespectful, but the marriage is just two companies coming together, creating one company. And then you would fall under the husband company in a certain respect. Do you see?
Because of the name. Right, yeah.
With the UTR number, that UTR number will only be for that company. That's it.
Right.
You see, it's nothing to do with your married name, nothing. Your married name is just another legal entity. That's it. If you want to go about using that legal entity, which you don't have to now because you've got a limited company. Remember, they're looking for a company, and usually it's an implied company because they won't have a contract with your limited company. Do you get that?
Yes, I know. I get what you mean, definitely.
Yeah, so don't worry about the company in a certain sense being attached to your married name, because it's not. Nothing to do with your married name. It's a completely separate entity. It's just like you just gave birth to a newborn child, basically. You see, it's nothing to do with anybody else, nothing to do
who's never dealt in business before.
That's it.
Right.
I like that.
Yeah, that's good.
Because they've always, from your birth certificate, they've always had you down as an implied company. That's why they write your name in capital letters. They call it legal. They call it legal language, which is legalese. But that isn't a language. That's just for the law society.
Yeah.
So they have their own. So if anybody says that's legal language, then what you want to ask them, is, could you tell me the definition from each one of them legal words and show me that in a legal dictionary? Yeah. So did you get that?
Yeah, I get what you mean. Okay. So now that I've done that, I've given birth to that new name company.
Yep.
And that company has done no business with any other company before. So it's completely starting from scratch.
Yeah, basically, it's like, well, you understand what dormant means, don't you? It's not
yeah.
Yeah, so that's what it is. You've had that from the beginning. So no one will have, basically, the day you bought your company is the day you do your reset, because there's no contracts with anybody on the earth.
Yeah, with anyone.
There you go. So no one can come after you. You've protected yourself straight off. If they come looking for Jane Henrietta Doe, you just say to them, well, yes, this is Jane Henrietta Doe Limited. Who are you looking for within the company? Because there is no one called Jane Henrietta Doe, because Jane Henrietta Doe is a legal entity. It's a legal name, which is a Christian name and a surname put together. You see, so you can say you're Jane Henrietta, but not Doe, because it's the surname they want to attach to you, and that's the surname they birthed into their system, basically.
So sorry, I really, I'm not trying to sound stupid, but where I get confused is when they come looking for my married name.
Yeah, but that doesn't exist.
Because it was just a merger of two companies.
There you go, and it's a legal
And
entity.
that company did.
Okay, so let me ask you. Okay, so if your surname now is Justin, say for example your surname, and then you got married and your married turned into Smith. Smith is still a legal entity. That's it. You could be Mo Cave. That's it.
Yeah.
That's the living entity. Smith or Justin, the surname, is the dead entity. So the more you consent with using that surname, the more you consent to being the legal entity.
Right. Right.
Do you see?
Got you. Yeah.
I hope that makes sense.
Yeah, it does. It does. It's just clicked in me.
That's okay. That's okay.
I've listened to it so many times and I've written so much down.
Sure.
And then I keep getting stuck. I kept getting stuck at that point. So thank you.
No, that's okay.
Yeah,
The
thank
thing
you.
about it, now you've bought your company. You know, when you bought the company, did you make it dormant straight away? Yeah.
Yeah. For the
Okay,
9999.
Perfect. So this is for everybody. When everybody buys their company, you're going to get the UTR number. They might not send you a UTR number. They might send you an activation code. Yeah. And the activation code is only just to activate the UTR number if you want to trade the company. That's it. But you don't want to trade the company. So when you get that activation code, just throw it in a bin, put it to the side. You don't need it.
Yeah.
But don't get it confused. And don't get it confused, the authorization code. Because the authorization code is for Companies House. And the authorization code will be the code to get you into your account at Companies House. So you could do your filing accounts each year and your confirmation statement each year.
All right. Okay, then.
But they call them similar, authorization and activation. Do you see? It's very similar. So just be aware of that. You'll get them through the post.
Yeah.
But when you do, we'll talk more on that.
Right.
Go on.
Yeah, there was just one other thing that I wanted to ask.
You go ahead.
When people come after you without the all caps acronym, your surname in all caps, when they just, so like if it's personal,
yes.
And in this case, it's an ex-landlord.
Right.
How do I deal with that the same way?
Well, again, it's the same. There's no contract. When somebody's writing to you in uppercase and lowercase, your full name, there's no contract with the legal entity. He's not going to write he's not going to write Jane Henrietta. He's going to write Jane Henrietta Smith.
Yeah.
Right. So that's the legal entity he's writing, but there's no contract. That's why it's written in uppercase and lowercase. If there was a contract, there would be uppercase. Do you see?
Yeah.
So
right.
You don't need to go on. Sorry, you was going to say.
So I can just literally ignore him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Until they prove a contract. And plus who they got the contract with. That's the thing.
Yeah, because it's the person doesn't exist.
Do you see?
Yeah.
So.
Right. Yeah, thank you.
That's okay.
Thank you very much.
Anything else?
I did write things down.
It's your call, girl.
Yeah. Sorry, one more, and then everybody else can take over, honestly. So, if you're stopped by the police and you've done your DVLA thing and you've done your license thing and you've stopped to, engaging in all of that, and you're stopped by the police, how do we deal with them? And I heard your tape and I loved your tape of what you did the other day. But then we've all also seen videos on YouTube and things of people getting stopped and they're trying to stand in their power and say, what they're supposed to say. But then they've smashed the windows, they've dragged them out of the car, they've done whatever. So how do we...
The thing about it, sorry to cut you there. The thing about it is...
No.
when you're dealing with the police, be as honourable as you can. Get out the car, talk to them. But the thing about it, you're telling them that you're in the private. That's it. If they ask your name, just tell them that's private. That's it.
Right.
The thing about it also as well, if they're saying that you're a driver, you ask them, well, could you prove I work for the DVLA? Because a driver is one who's employed. So is the DVLA employing you? And if they are employing you, if you've been driving and you had your license at 17 years old, for example, and now you're 50, you've been driving for 33 years and they haven't paid you any wages. So charge them £5,000 a month for 33 years. Send them an
I'd
invoice.
love to do that. I'd love to just
Send
do
them an
it.
invoice. Send them an invoice and say, look, I've been driving for you for 33 years and you haven't paid me yet. Here's my invoice.
And will you get paid?
Well, we'll
Because
get
remember, they're employing an implied company.
Yeah.
Do you see?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
if the police say that you're a driver for the DVLA, then tell them, please put that in writing. Because you want to give that to the DVLA in writing. And you're saying it's coming from the police. So the police are saying to you that you're a driver. That means you're a driver for the DVLA.
Yeah. Got
There you
it.
go.
Right.
And just tell them, look, if you're saying I'm a driver, I hope you're going to come up in court and say that, because when it comes to the DVLA paying me 33 years, £5,000 a month, I hope you're going to put your hand in your pocket too.
Right.
That's it.
Yeah. Got it.
Do you see? They don't want to, as Paul says in the chat there, it's just come up. They don't want to know anything.
Yeah.
The best thing to do is don't even talk to them. Because the
I
thing
know.
about it, even if they give you a ticket, for example, remember that ticket is going to have to be done via the post and a letter. And when that letter comes and it comes through the post, it's going to be in all capital letters. So you just turn it back.
Yeah.
Turn to sender, wrong addressee. That's it.
Yeah.
So be as honourable as you can, even if they send you something. If you want to give them say, all right, so you're the police officer and you're asking for my name. So ask my name. No, ask for my name. What's your name? Say that.
What's your name?
My name is Jane Henrietta. And then say, what's your surname?
Yeah.
Then say, what's your surname?
What's your surname?
That's private. That's it.
Brilliant.
End of.
Yeah.
They cannot argue with you. If you give them the surname, you're the one who's giving them the surname.
Giving them the power. Yeah.
You see, you're the one who's consenting to that surname. That's it.
Yeah.
So don't consent.
Yeah, I get it.
Don't consent to it. Theresa May said years ago on BBC that the police need your consent. It's on YouTube. The little video clip's on YouTube. She was on a morning program. I'll find it somewhere and post it in the group. But yeah, she's even said it. The police need your consent. So if you don't give them your consent, then how can they do anything?
Right.
That's it.
Good. Brilliant. Thank you so much.
Right. Anything else?
No, I'll let other people take on.
Hi, everyone.
Hi.
Hi, it's our first time on the Zoom call, but my husband's been listening to you to all your videos and so forth, so we're well informed. Thank you very much. I just have a few questions. One is, you had a French bloke on, I think on one of your talks. I can't remember. It was 93 or 94.
The French lady.
And I'm in the same position, although I've got a London accent. I've been here for like 45 years of my life, but I have a French passport. So I know that you said about the naturalization, which isn't a problem about doing a naturalization. I've got to do that test and everything as well. But my point is, I've had a limited company before, which I didn't need naturalization to do. But if I do the naturalization, then how does a birth certificate bit get into it? If that makes any sense.
The thing about it, what you're doing, you're just capturing the jurisdiction. That's it. When you get naturalized, you're just capturing the jurisdiction, so you know what jurisdiction you're in. That's it. Because when you've got the French birth certificate, you're in the French jurisdiction.
Yeah.
You see, so even, I mean, like, as I said as well in the conversation there, it was like, well, if you get your deed poll name then that tops everything. That's your last legal document.
Okay. So
go on, sorry.
No, it's all right. Similar to Mo who just spoke here. So my passport's in my maiden name, and I've been married for like 30 years.
Sure.
So what would I do my naturalization in?
No, as you don't have to do a naturalization. That's the thing. I'm just saying that's one of the routes you can do.
Oh, it's an option. Okay.
It's an option. The options are you can do a naturalization, you can do a deed poll. Yeah.
Okay. So my deed poll would be my maiden name.
No, your deed poll will be your birth certificate name. Remember, as I just said to Mo, yes, your maiden name, sorry, not your married name, sorry. Yes, it'd be your birth certificate name.
Okay, I get it now. That's simple enough.
Just
so obviously my birth certificate bit, how you guys would have to do it in England, I would have to do the same process in France, for example, and then obviously do it that way on getting my whatever box number it is in France, whatever, and put it in there. If that exists, I don't know. But the limited part and the deed poll bit, I get.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But once you do your limited company, then that takes you completely right out the whole system itself, because it's not you're not then incumbent to the United Kingdom limited company. Remember, United Kingdom is a limited company.
Yeah.
So if you're agreeing to be, or even France, for example, and then you see the young man's there holding up the driving license, you see, and the document there, so you can make yourself a card up and stuff like that. Thank you. Yeah, you see, so he's got his natural status and he's made that himself. This is, if whatever you choose to be for yourself, remember, we're seen as children until you take yourself back. This is why the deed poll is the thing, because you're giving your name as the adult. You're giving yourself the name as the adult. It's not your parents, mother and father, giving you the name as the child. You're given a name as the adult. Yourself.
Yeah, so basically I can choose.
There you go.
Yeah. Perfect.
And you make
Thank
that
you.
name, you get that name legally recognized by the Royal Courts of Justice via the deed poll, and that's it. Let me ask you one question as well. Sorry. What your passport is French passport, yeah?
Yeah, it's French passport, that's correct.
And how is your name written within the passport?
Am I even looking at it? I think it's in capital letters, you know.
Well, there you go. So it's for an implied company. It's not for you. You see, so you can argue that point all day long.
Yeah.
Why are they writing as an acronym? That's it.
Yeah. No, thank you.
That's all right, my darling. Hi.
How are you? My first time speaking here. Dormant, Megan, if you set up a company and you haven't made it dormant, can you then change it afterwards?
Yes, you can. You can make it, you can do whatever you want. It's yours.
Right. And when can I do that?
Whenever you want, bro.
Right. Okay. So it's just a matter of just logging in and...
The thing about it, what they do, when you first set up the company, they'll usually give you like 18 months to sort out whatever, and then they'll start saying to you, okay, now you've got to do your confirmation statement or your filing account. When you do your confirmation statement, that allows you to change all the information within your account for your company. So you can change whatever name, you can change directors, you can change address, you can change whatever. You see, so once you get all of that information come through, and then you get into your account, as I said to Mo earlier on, you get an authorization code to get you into company's house. And then you can change around the company. You can change the SIC number to 9999959, which is dormant. You see, the only difference is what I said to Mo earlier on. When you get a company to start with and you make it dormant, they won't send you an UTR number, they'll send you an activation code. But when you set up a company and you don't make it dormant, they will send you the UTR number. But what you do with that, you just put a line through your name and address and right underneath it, dormant, sign it, date it, and send it back. And then they'll cancel that number. And then they might send you an activation code after that to say, if you do want to trade in the future, please send us the activation code and we'll send you a new UTR number. That's it.
All right, cool. The other thing is talking about people with court problems and judgments, and when they put a equitable charge on your property, how does that work with this limited company?
Same thing. You're detached again, as I say to everybody, and it's going to be difficult for everybody. You have to detach yourself away from the name. You've just given me two entities there. You've given me one to go into the court, and you're giving me a limited company. Which one you want to be?
Right.
Do you see what I'm talking
about? But it's been registered on the land registry.
What's that? The company?
No, the charges. The equitable charges.
Well, that's the thing. They're doing it to the implied company.
Right. Got it. I get it. Yeah.
You're not the implied company. It's a ghost. There's no director at that company. That's why when you write letters to people, they won't respond to you, because it's a ghost writing to them. When you write to them as a director from a limited company, they'll send you a letter immediately back. Because there's someone in that, there's a living entity in that company writing to them. There's no living entity in the dead company writing to them. You see?
Yeah.
And this is how they're dealing with. This is how they're trying to manipulate us with the language. It's all about the language.
Oh no, it definitely is. I get it. Thank you for that. I might come back to you in a minute.
No, that's not a problem, bro. I hope that helps.
No, it really does.
Okay, cool.
Thank you, brother.
That's all right, bro.
Hi, good evening, everybody.
Hi.
Hi. So I just want to thank everybody and thank everyone, everyone's courage and what we're all working towards. So
definitely.
So I've basically been challenging for most of this year in correspondence, been liaising with the Common Law, CLC, and documentation. Okay, so I've got I've challenged like the Anglian Water, challenged I'm challenging HMRC as well through the ICO. Sorry?
How have you challenged them? Have you challenged them with the limited company?
Okay, so I've done the DSCRs, DSARs, I've done the notices.
Okay, stop. Stop. Okay, all the stuff you're doing is legal. Don't deal with legal. Stop doing legal. Start dealing with law. That's it.
So where I'm at now, because that's what I've been doing this year. So where I'm at now, I now have two limited companies.
Brilliant.
I have one in my first name, surname.
Mm-hmm.
I also have one with my first name, middle name, and surname.
What's on your birth certificate?
First name, middle name, and surname.
That's the only one what's important, babe.
Yeah.
That's the only one what's important. Make that one dormant, then trade with the other one. And then write the letters from the other one to all the people as the limited company, and make your complaints as the limited company. Because
is the first name, middle name, and surname?
No, the name on your birth certificate,
mm-hmm.
and you bought that as a limited company, go and bury it in the garden.
Right.
Yeah, don't ever use that. But your first name and your surname without the middle name, you can use that as the limited company. And
right.
But if you use that, you're going to have to do the accounts and everything else, which is cool because I'm not going to. Are you earning over 125,000 a year?
No.
Then cool, you won't have to pay tax.
Okay.
And then what you can do as well is just set up a trademark and use the trademark as well.
Yeah, I am typing notes as we're talking.
That's okay.
So trademark. Thank you. So I need to work out how to do a trademark. I'm also at the position where I haven't made them dormant yet. I've only written back to HMRC with the striking through with the dates, sending it back. Yeah. I'm also at the position where I'm just about to receive my Baptist certificate from the church that's on its way to me. So what do I do with that?
Basically, as I said before, I mean, I'm trying to figure that out myself, because how I'm seeing it myself personally, I'm going to start using my baptism certificate as my birth certificate, because that is the one what created the living entity. The certified copy of an entry is not called a birth certificate. It's called a certified copy of an entry.
Mm-hmm.
So that's for United Kingdom Limited. The baptism certificate
So I don't have,
is the church.
Yeah, so they're not going to send me the original. They've only got a copy.
No, that's cool.
Yeah.
Because the thing, as long as it's stamped.
Okay, good. So I do have, I've had an invitation to go to court in December for 2 speeding offences.
So who are they taking
which
to
I've
court?
challenged with all the documentation.
Who are they taking to court?
They're taking the legal fiction.
There you go. So it's not you, is it?
So what they've done, what they said is it could be, obviously they've used the threat tactics by saying we're going to obviously disqualify you, or it should be a warrant for arrest.
But who are they looking for?
The legal fiction.
Do you agree to be that?
Who is that?
Do you agree to be
Can I just add something?
No.
Well, there you go. Yes.
Who created the legal fiction? It was them, so they own it. It's their property.
Yeah.
You're
so
just
what
giving consent to use it. Don't use it. Use your baptism certificate. That's it.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is so obviously if I go down that route, because I've also got my car's obviously under the common law as well, registered under there with
you keep attaching yourself to the name, girl. Stop attaching yourself to the name. You keep saying
under my common
this
law,
and that. No.
I've got my car registered as well.
I know.
Also, what do I do when I go to get like car insurance, which I'm working on how to do that as well, because it's going to be like it's not just the courts. If I now, because I know to get car insurance, say if there was unfortunate an accident and I don't have any insurance,
who are you going to get car insurance for?
The legal fiction.
There you go. So you don't need it.
Yeah, so what happens if there's an accident?
Well, that's the thing. I mean, like, see, there's the law of the land, and everything's paid for already. Everybody will be covered already.
This is how I worked it out, because I have done, the system was engineered to cause us harm and to enslave us.
Sure.
Centuries.
Right. So why do you want to know about that? Nothing
So
to do with you. You're not.
I want to. Okay.
Nothing to do with you. It's nothing. It's a limited company. The system is a limited company. That's it. You don't work for the limited company. That's it.
Right. So what about like the MOTs and the servicing and all things like that?
Everything's. Did you hear the? Did you see the video I did when I went down to the MOT test center?
I've not seen that one yet.
Okay, I went down to the MOT test center, basically, and they gave me an MOT document. But on the MOT document, they don't write the category of the vehicle down. So they made the error on the form. So that isn't recognized legally. So you don't have insurance, you don't have MOT, you don't have anything. The legal fiction implied company has it all. It's nothing to do with you. You are the one who's putting yourself in the shoes of it and getting yourself into trouble. Stop it.
Okay, so I've used those templates that you kindly shared on your group. I've just sent those off. Yeah.
Good. Now you've created
to DVLA.
Now you've created a legal document basically, and you've asked them questions. You have that in your files. If they don't respond to you, hey, that's not your problem. You've written to them asking them the question. If you want, carry that letter around with you. If the police stop you, you say to the police, well, hold up, I'm waiting for a response from the DVLA. Once I get that, then I can talk to you more, because the police are not the DVLA. And also, you're writing to head of police. Write the same letter to.
Do you know what? I was thinking of sending her a letter. I've actually sent lots of letters out.
Send everyone that letter. Send everybody, because you're making everybody know that you're a limited company. That's it. That's it. Just with a basic, simple letter. Hi, do you have any contracts with this private limited company, Jane Henrietta Doe? And if you do so, please, could you send any paperwork over so we have them for our files? That's it. That's all you need to write. They won't write to you because there is no contract with that company since the day it was birthed.
Okay, so I need to work about doing the trusts as well. In
trust, you've done your trust. Did you buy the limited company?
I did, yeah.
Well, that's your trust.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so I do know as well that people are going down the route of making complaints to the ICO in terms of like the breach of their data.
They're not making complaints. The implied company are. They just don't understand the implied company yet. They're not going to listen to you. If you're writing to them from the limited company, then they will listen and they will take note of it. But if you're writing from an implied company or a legal fiction, they're not going to.
Yeah, so that's because I've had HMRC saying they're going to take money out of my wages.
Can I interrupt for a minute, please?
Yes. Oh, you're here.
Right. There's a couple of things that I'm hearing.
Thank you.
That is telling me that, what was your name, sorry? Is not really getting it, right? Because she's mixing up her with the legal fiction, where she's saying they're going to take money out of my
This is it.
whatever. Yeah. So when you're saying that she just doesn't have to give consent, but unfortunately right now she's given consent all the time. She's just told us that she's written notices to them, and she will have signed as a legal fiction.
Yes, but the thing about it,
no, I haven't signed as a legal fiction. I've signed as the woman.
Yes, but the thing about it, when did you buy your company?
Probably about within the last month.
Have you written any letters after that?
Yes.
Stop writing letters.
It's not a letter. I send notices. I've actually written.
Stop sending notices. Stop writing letters, because you're writing it, as Laurie just said, you're writing it from the legal fiction.
I've written affidavits as well.
Forget it. It's not going to work.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to tell you. He's trying to tell you have to write as the director of the limited company, not as the woman and not as the legal fiction.
You were saying.
So by writing as the legal fiction or as a man or woman, you're still consenting to the legal fiction because you opened a letter that was addressed to the legal fiction. So it doesn't matter that you're writing back as the woman. Remember, they don't recognize women. There is no substance in their system. It's all form. So if you're writing as women, they're not going to recognize you as the woman. So everything you write as women, they're just going to bin it anyway. If you write from, like what I'm saying, you have to write from as a director of your company, and then say, provide a copy of the contract. But you're saying you're sending notices when as the woman. You see what I mean? That's not you writing as a director of the company.
No. So I think you're misinterpreting me. So what I did say, I said for majority of this year, I've been sending correspondences in terms of notices and DCSARs. Okay, that's what I've been doing, and there's been the 3-letter rule, where you have to give them opportunity to accept you as a living woman.
But that was before you bought the limited company, yeah?
Yes.
Right. So now.
And now I'm in control. Now I am the adult, and I have a limited company in both my names.
So what problem?
And I'm now.
Stop there for a second, because you're taking yourself down a rabbit hole, girl. What contracts do you have with the limited company?
None.
So what are you writing to anybody for? The only letters you should be writing is asking them a question. Do they have a contract with this private limited company? That's it. That's the only letter you write. Forget affidavits. Forget legal stuff. Deal with law. This is law. said, we're dealing with a law here. You're the woman, director, owner of a company. Remember, you as a director doesn't have to be the same as the owner. You're the owner. I could be the director of your company and write the letters from your limited company and sign it as my name, and you're not involved. So if your company doesn't have any contracts, stop writing letters. Just send the letters back what they're sending you. That's it. Because they're not writing to your limited company. You're putting yourself in a position that you won't be able to get out of.
Yeah, so this has only been the last month that I've had my limited company.
That's okay. The day you bought your limited company is the day you done your reset. That's it. So what are you worried for? That's it. Let them worry.
Well, it was about the car initially.
The car is nothing to do with you. It's the implied company it had to do with. Nothing to do with the limited company. You see, you're still crossing over both entities. The limited company is a legal entity. You as an implied company is a legal entity. Detach yourself away from the name and see which one you are. You're none of them. They're all pieces of paper. That's it.
Okay, thank you.
I don't mean to seem harsh on that, but it seems like you keep wanting to attach yourself to this legal fiction because they've done wrong to it. Yes, they have done wrong to it. They've done wrong to all of us. Now we're just standing and saying, this ain't happening no more. You want to talk to us, now talk to the limited company. That's it. They'll run a mile. No more letters coming to you. If they do, just send them back in the post, return to sender. That's it. Wrong addressee. Because they're making mistakes. As David said earlier on, they're the ones who's created it. They're the ones who's making the mistakes. So allow them to amend the mistakes before you even get into any conversations with them. If somebody's writing you a letter, let them write it to you correctly. If not, and it's not written to you correctly, send it back.
I have had some correspondence where they try to trick you, where they say they address me with just my first name.
Mm-hmm. So they're addressing the woman. Is that in all capitals or is that uppercase, lowercase?
Uppercase, lowercase. That's from the police.
That's from the police. That's fine. But who's the man? Who's the man? From the police. It can't be the police. It's got to be a man. Give me his name. Is his name John? Is his name Terry? What's his name? Because a man can only have a contract with a woman. The police can't have a contract with a woman. That's a company.
Yeah, they've signed it by their name.
Yeah, so ask that individual, does he have a contract? And if he does, provide it, because that's what you're going to be asking him in court. Outside of his uniform. Because his name down as a single word, he can't have a uniform.
Sorry.
Yes.
Sorry to interrupt right there.
That's cool. How you doing, bro? You good?
Yeah, I'm good. I think I'll be frank.
Go ahead.
My name's I'll be frank at the moment, yeah? We're all at different levels. We've all come from different avenues to where we are in this forum today.
Totally.
And I don't want to I think there's a lot of lateral learning that those newbies need to have behind them to actually understand. I think it's like they know what to do, but fully understanding why you're doing it.
Sure.
Because when you fully understand, most of us really wouldn't even be on this forum. We'd just be performing. Because once your mind is convinced of, and you've backed it up with research, understanding that there are few principles, but the applications are many. The trust is the same as a company, is the same, but if you don't understand the terminology for the representatives within a trust as opposed to within a company and their what's the word, their corresponding roles that they take, it's like you're trying to learn all of it, whereas rather when you understand the principle, you will apply the principle wherever you are, and then you'll work it out. And I think it's a lot. I personally, I believe you need this group's quite large, and people need to break off into smaller groups and do some other study to understand where all of this came from. I watch, pardon my French, I watch a load of old medieval movies about knights and apprentices and wards of court, and it's amazing how much none of this has changed. It has not changed.
Not at all.
They've just changed the names, but the principles are the same. Now, until you grasp it from where it started to where we are today, you're going to go round in circles thinking you understand and not understanding and just going off of what people tell you to do rather than knowing what you're doing. And I don't mean this as a criticism, because we shouldn't be in this position where they're taking liberties with us. But that officer could actually be a registered company. So when he's stepping to you, it's a limited company that's stepping. You don't know that. I just sat here and watched the government today, and every minister that's gone up there, 3/4 of them have got companies on Companies House.
There you go.
So, and then when they were addressing members in the House, they couldn't say you, they had to say he or her. You see, so there's little nuances that you need to understand. Whereas when they write to us in our letters, they don't say he or her, they say you. So it's understanding, why do they do that? What does it mean?
Know thyself. That's all you get, old target. That's all you get, old target. Keep it straight. It won't be too long. It won't be too long.
What is it you're looking to do? You're gonna do that one thing, get that one thing out of the way. If it works, then that's a successful result. What you can do is just get yourself a trademark. You are not getting the limited company at the moment, so you can only be implied. You're either going to implied or you're going to be expressed. There's only them two, that's it.
Know thyself. That's all you get, old target. Keep it straight. It won't be too long.
If you're going to trademark a mark, it's a mark you're trademarking. That's the thing. Whatever characters you have in there has to be exactly the same. So if you didn't trademark MR before the name, then they're not affecting your trademark. Then they're not affecting your trademark.
Know thyself. That's all you get, old target. Keep it straight. It won't be too long. Know thyself. That's all you get, old target. Keep it straight. It won't be too long.
But that's not my trademark. My trademark doesn't have a hyphen. John hyphen Henry Doe, all capitals with the hyphen in the middle. But that's not my trademark. My trademark doesn't have a hyphen. You can't keep tying yourself to the one entity and then moving into the other entity and thinking that you're that. It is hard to detach yourself, definitely. It is hard to detach yourself, definitely. They're professional in what they're doing. You've got the choice. If they're going to check, they're just going to get in touch with you because you're the director of the company.
Know thyself.